Number 514 on the calendar in the matter of Tamayo versus Sanchez. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Thanks, Bert.
You're welcome.
Ms. Tamayo, the defendant used to be your boyfriend.
Yes, he did.
According to your complaint, you made a loan to him. Loan to him in the amount of $1,500?
Yes.
Mr. Sanchez says that you never made a loan to him for anything. Mr. Sanchez said that you took out some money to pay off some bills, and you gave him some money for rent and utilities that you owed to him, but there was never any loan. And Mr. Sanchez says that since you are no longer together, you've been harassing him and his new girlfriend who is expecting their first child. He has filed a counterclaim.
That is not true.
Okay. Tell me the circumstances of this loan. When was it?
It was March 19th. It was the day of his son's birthday. And he told me to take this cash advance, that he promised to pay the full amount, including any additional late charges and fees, and that he would promise to pay in 3 increments of payments towards the credit card.
Were you together at this time?
Yes, yes, we were.
That doesn't sound like a conversation people who are sharing a bed together have.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know what you didn't understand.
I'm not sure.
People don't have that kind of conversation who are intimate with each other. Please take out a cash advance and I will pay you back in increments in 3 installments on your credit card. That's not kind of the way people talk to each other.
Well, that's just what he had
intimate.
said. And I had given him the benefit of the doubt because he was my boyfriend at the time. And for being a good person, like I always was with him, and I thought that he would pay me this money back. And I did not do any statement as far as a written statement, and he did state for me to do that for him. And after the fact that I had taken this cash advance, it didn't dawn on me for me to do such a thing as far as writing a written statement for him to sign, okay? And
go ahead.
Well, even before that, it wasn't even a loan for me. What happened was she was getting behind on her bills with me, which made my landlord, which is my father, come after me for the money,
What do you mean behind on bills with you?
She wasn't paying her part of the rent, no part of the utilities.
Well, what was your arrangement with her?
Well, she was going to take over half of the payment and half of the utilities.
In an apartment that you shared together?
It's a house.
When did she move in?
I don't know the exact date.
Well, come up with a month.
October 2000.
And you had been living there before?
Yeah.
And what was the rent that you were paying to your father?
At that time was $12.37.
Now, when she moved in October, what was your arrangement with her?
She would pay half.
Is that your arrangement with him?
not necessarily.
I didn't. What does not necessarily mean?
No, it was only for the amount of $500 that he had asked me to pay.
Did you pay him $500 a month?
I would pay his father. His father would tell me and ask me to specifically to give payments to his father because he was not good with money. And even after I did this cash advance, his dad even told me that I shouldn't have done this because he would not pay me a cent back.
Go ahead.
Well, at that time, I mean, I was having problems paying my own bills, let alone take on another $1,500 that I only suggested to her to take out because she was getting more and more behind with me and my father, which was putting me behind in rent and my utilities and everything else.
How long had you been living in this house that belonged to your father?
Before I was with her, about 2 years.
And how many roommates did you have?
2.
How many right before her?
Just
Anybody
my
else?
son. No.
Nobody else?
No.
So how could you get behind?
Well, when she moved in with me...
How could you get behind? You understand what I'm saying to you, Mr.
Yeah, I understand
Sanchez.
totally what you're saying.
Oh.
I started getting behind because there was more income coming into the house, so therefore, what I wasn't covering in rent before she got there, my father was covering for me. So when another person...
All right, let's get back to March 19th. Let's get back to the story. March 19th, she's getting behind in the money she owes you. Go ahead.
Well, she didn't owe me. She owed the landlord, which was my father.
Go ahead.
So none of that money she took out benefited me. It paid off all her bills.
Who did she give it to?
She gave me what she owed my father.
How much?
I believe it was $600 at that time. That wasn't including the money to pay off the utilities, to pay off her end of the utilities.
And what did you do with the other $900?
Gave it back to her. Told her to pay off her bills.
What bills?
She had other credit card bills, department store bills, whatever bills she had, I don't know exactly. But I do know for a fact department store, a lot of department stores.
Your Honor, As far as me giving him money, that was not true. If so, like I said, his dad did specify to continue making payments to his father because of the same reason that he's not good with money.
You say that he gave you a check.
And I would never.
Shh, I'm speaking. You say he gave you a check for $180.
Yes, and I actually have another check too that he bounced.
You say that he gave you a check for $180 because you made a payment on this.
That's right.
And so you would have that check for $180.
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it.
Here's actually 2 checks that he had given me that were NSF. And after the fact, he gave me that $180 to pay towards that credit card 3 days after the fact.
Oh, shh, could you be quiet for a second? Mr. Sanchez, what did you give her a check for $180 for?
I believe that's the one that I did not sign.
Yes, you did.
Okay, I don't remember writing that check. I do remember one check for $50, which was the first payment that I made because she couldn't make it, and another check because she kept coming around the house, would not leave me alone.
That's
So
not true.
I
That
wrote
was
her a check
his
to get her out of my
request
hair.
to come to his
just so
house.
she would stop coming around.
That was his request for the $180 to cover my check because the bank was calling me, telling me that my account was 60-day delinquent after he had promised to pay this bill. And I did not know that was true until after the fact my bank called me saying that it was delinquent, that I started coming around his house for the money, and he kept on telling me that he still continued to pay the payments and he was still ongoing making payments, which was a lie. And he said he was even going to take upon himself to call the bank himself and clarify all this, which was never
Mr. Sanchez,
true.
please be quiet. Is this one quiet?
When she wants to be.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Carmen Tamayo claims ex-boyfriend John Sanchez owes for a cash advance taken from her credit card. John says the money was used to pay her bills.
Mr. Sanchez, you're going to have to explain to me, sir, why you would write her a check 5 months after the March date when she took out this money for $180 and that check bounced.
Okay, well, I don't remember writing a check for 180 bucks. Then I don't remember what it was for.
You wrote on here bill.
I honestly, I don't remember writing that. I only remember 2. So I don't have an answer for you.
Now, I'll hear you about your counterclaim, Mr. Sanchez.
Well, I don't know what to say.
Well, then I don't either, so I'll dismiss your counterclaim. If someone files a lawsuit because they claim someone is stalking them and harassing them, that means that they're in fear, that means that their life has been turned upside down, unless you're just a pest. I mean, I don't understand what you say when you say, I don't know what to say. I don't know.
Okay, well, as far as me filing the claim, every day she would like park down the street and then walk up to the house. She walked through the garage, was already moved out, didn't have a key to the house, caught me with my new girlfriend.
When did she come into your house, sir? In what month?
Your Honor, I know what day it was.
Oh, good. Step up. Tell me what day it was.
She moved out on Memorial weekend, and 3 days after that, it was a Wednesday evening.
So we're talking about last May?
Yeah.
Sit down. Not interested in last May. Last May doesn't make you frightened, sir.
What made me frightened is me walking out to my kitchen in my underwear, and
That's
this
not
woman
true.
right here is pressed up against the window, walk through the plants.
Okay, Mr. Sanchez, when was that, sir?
Again, I don't know the exact date.
Well, give me a month, sir.
June.
Mr. Sanchez. June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Were you sleeping the last 10 months?
No, ma'am.
So why are we here, sir? Hama?
I think that's a question for her.
No, it's a question I'm asking you, sir. She
didn't-
wants her money. I'm asking you why you have just given me 2 instances that occurred almost a year ago, and all of a sudden you wake up and you say she's harassing and stalking me. You must have something more current, Mr. Sanchez. Otherwise, you're like Rip Van Winkle.
Something more current. No, she hasn't done nothing more current.
Oh, good. So then your life is happy now. Is that right?
I wouldn't say happy, but it's more or less
Well,
without
that's
her.
not her fault. That's her fault. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
As far as somebody forcing her to go do that, that never happened.
I leave him alone. I don't even come around his house like he says.
She basically said, like, I told her to do it, right? Well, I merely suggested.
I just think it's it's not true, and he knows that.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Walker versus Peterson. Step forward, please.
Secretary Kelly Walker is suing real estate agent Deborah Peterson for the value of her dog. Kelly says the animal ran away, and Deborah was the person who found him.
Mrs. Walker, what kind of dog did you have?
He's a black Labrador. His name is AJ.
And you had this dog in the summer of 2002 when you and your husband were going on some sort of a retreat or to a program or something. Is that right?
Correct, yes.
What kind of program were you going into?
It was a rehab program to get our lives together.
Were you involved with drugs or drugs and alcohol or both?
Drugs and alcohol, yes.
How long is the program?
It was for 90 days.
Was it court ordered?
Yes, it was.
When were you scheduled to go into the program?
July 1st. And
when did your husband go into the program?
He went in maybe about 2 weeks prior.
What arrangements did you make for your dog when you and your husband were going to be in this rehab program?
We have a person that stays at our place, and he's been there for like almost 2 years. We've known him for a long time, and he was babysitting our dog. He was watching our dog while we were gone.
But your dog got away. Is that right?
Yes.
And you don't know what happened with the
Correct.
dog. But somehow your dog got out and found its way to the defendants, Mrs. Peterson. Is that right?
That's correct.
When and under what circumstances did you come into the possession of AJ?
On July 5th, I saw a dog in the road, and I always stop for dogs in the road. And I pulled into Circle K, and I went in the store, and I asked them if they knew who owned the dog. And they said that he had been there all night, and they didn't know who owned him, so I left my business card.
And you took the dog?
Yes.
Did the dog have a collar?
It had a collar, but it had no tags.
What was the next thing that happened with the dog, and when?
I took him home. I gave him food and water, and he lived at my house for 3 months.
Did anybody call you in that 3-month period?
In July, Gabriel called me. And
July what?
Mid-July, approximately.
Okay. You're Gabriel. Step up.
Correct.
You're the one who was supposed to be watching the dog?
Correct.
How did the dog get out?
Well, the dog, it's on a loose, no fence.
So the dog can go wherever the dog wants to go?
Yeah, but he usually stay by the house.
But he didn't stay by the house?
Correct.
Okay, good. So you have the dog now. Gabriel calls you and says what?
That dog belonged to them, and when he told me there was no fence, we have contracts with Sun City Friends of Animals that...
Look at me when you're speaking.
If an owner does not have a fenced yard, or somebody wants to adopt a dog, they have to have a fenced yard.
You're not the dog police. Did he ask you for the dog back?
Yes, he did, but he never came to get the dog.
Did you go and get the dog?
Not by myself, no.
Did you go with anybody to get the dog?
No.
Ever?
No.
Good. Sit down. Did you ever contact her?
Okay. Now at this point, when I was away, my husband, he I guess apparently went and spoke to Deborah Peterson.
Yeah, Mr. Walker, when
Yes.
did you go and speak to Miss Peterson?
That was around maybe the first week of August.
So she's already had the dog for a month.
Yes.
Go ahead.
We were very happy to find out that she had found our dog, and I was willing to do anything to let her know that we were wanting to pick our dog up.
Just listen to me.
Okay.
Did you go and pick up your dog?
I made an attempt to go and pick my dog up, yes.
In August?
Yes, I did.
Did you go to her house?
I went straight to her office where she was at to get a hold of her.
Good. And what did you say to her, and what did she say to you?
I asked her, just please do me one favor. We love that dog so much. We want him back. And he's like our kid. And we love him very much. And we would do anything to make sure he got returned to the home. And she said that she would have no problem with watching the dog and not to give him away to anybody else and to return him to us.
Is that the conversation you had with him?
I don't remember saying that I was going to hold a dog for him. That I don't remember saying that. The way I saw things happen was I got a couple phone numbers of the parents, and I talked to the parents.
Who were the parents?
I don't know.
You mean their parents?
One of their parents.
My parents.
And I talked to them over the phone a couple times. I gave them directions to my house.
You mean their parents?
Yes. And on Sunday, they were going to come pick the dog up. It was like mid-August. And I waited all day Sunday, and nobody showed up.
Did you tell your parents to go and get the dog?
Yes, we were going to make arrangements, but I could not
The
leave.
answer is either yes or no. Did you tell them to go and get your dog?
Yes, I did.
And they did not go and get the dog?
No, they couldn't.
Okay, fine. What date did you get out of your program?
September 28th.
Well, when did you get in touch with her?
At that time, what did I do at that very moment? I looked into the information.
What date did you get in touch with her and say, I want my dog back?
The very next month, the following month, like the first, second, third, it was right around there.
Of what month?
October.
So she's had your dog July, August, September, and in October is you finally called her.
Well, I had looked into it because my husband had already gotten in contact with her, and
What did you do with the dog, Ms. Peterson?
I found another rescue that would not euthanize the dog.
And as far as you know, was the dog placed in a home?
That's correct. I followed up.
Put your hand down, sir. I'm not interested. Can't you get that? I do see your hand up there. You have nothing else to contribute to this case. You never went to get the dog. That's what you testified.
What was the reason?
I don't care what the reason was. You never went to get the dog and say, this is my dog. I'm responsible for it. I'm responsible for it. Take the police and go get your dog. You never did that. And you were out of your program for a period of time?
No, I left for 1 day to go retrieve my dog.
And you didn't?
No, I attempted to. The dog was not there to retrieve.
And you didn't. Ms. Walker?
Yes.
And you got out of your program on the 28th of September?
Yes.
And you did not go on the 28th of September to retrieve your dog?
Yes, I did. As a matter
you
of fact,
did?
I did. I looked into
tell me,
information.
Shh, just a second.
Okay.
Tell me where you went on the 28th of December to get your dog.
I went home to look into the information of where the dog was located.
Did you go to her job?
Yes, I did.
On the 28th of September?
That exact day, I can't say that exact day, but I
Let me explain something to you.
I didn't
your
know
dog
the
doesn't,
person at the time.
Let me explain. Your dog's gone. It's adopted by somebody else.
Yes.
Go get another dog. You understand? 3 months, she took care of your dog. You didn't send her a dime. Your parents didn't come and pick up the dog. He had the ability to go and get your dog. You were someplace else in a court-ordered rehab. That's what happens. You kept a dog without a fence, according to him. We don't have fences. It usually comes home. That's where you chose to keep your dog. This dog that you loved like a child. The dog got out, could have gotten killed, was around a parking lot. She rescued the dog. Instead of saying thank you, you sue her. Your case is dismissed. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may answer case number 523 on the calendar in the matter of Al-Mamani versus Dickerson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Is that your dog?
Yes, it is.
Is that the same dog that you claimed in your complaint that he stole?
Yes, it is.
Well, when'd you get it back?
Friday evening, I found her half a mile from my home. She's been missing since December 18th.
So you found her? Great.
She reappeared on Friday evening.
Good, because according to your complaint, you claimed that he said, unless you come home right away, I'm going to steal your dog. You came home the next day. Your dog was gone and some property missing. Did you take her dog?
No.
Do you know what happened to her dog?
She left the gate open.
You think that's what happened?
Yep, and ran out.
Well, but now you got the dog back. Perfect. So what else do we have to talk about today?
Some missing property that Daniel took from me.
What?
He took my CD player, he took my son's electric guitar, and when he threatened to take the dog, he broke my 27-inch TV and my goddess statue and cash.
I did none of that. Her son broke the TV when she was
Put
gone.
your hands down. Put your hands down. CD player.
No, I don't know nothing about that.
Guitar.
One of her son's friends took it, I believe.
What makes you think, Mr. Almonte, that he took the guitar?
He was the only one in my home at the time it disappeared. My son went to school at 6:30 in the morning. Daniel was up early. I got up at 8. The guitar was gone.
And that's the only proof that you have?
Yeah.
What else?
My son saw him bag the dog and take it away.
Well, where's your son?
He admitted that he stole my cash to a police officer.
Let me see. You have a police report?
They didn't file a police report. They just took the complaint, and they were supposed to arrest him. They let him go.
Miss Almonte.
He returned $46.
Listen to me.
Okay.
Oh, who did he return the money to?
Officer returned $46
Is that
to
right,
him to
sir?
give to me.
Did you speak to a police officer, Mr. Dickerson?
Yeah, oh.
But you take your hands out of your pockets. Did you speak to a police officer?
Oh, yes, yes.
Nah. Mr. Dickerson, don't fiddle around with me, sir. I have limited patience. Do you understand?
Yes.
The dog is now back with her.
Yes.
You took some cash from her house? Look at me. Just answer the question.
Yes.
When did you take the cash and how much?
It was $60, December 15th, maybe.
Could it have been the 17th?
Maybe the 17th.
Good. Now, where did you get the cash from, Mr. Dickerson?
I was on the floor in her bedroom.
Were you living there at the time?
No, I was just staying there.
Were you living there at the time?
No.
So somehow you got into her bedroom and the cash was on the floor. Is that right?
No, we were boyfriend and girlfriend, and I stayed the night, and the money was on the floor.
Is that right?
No, it was in my purse, and I asked him to leave, and it was
Just a
missing.
second. Had he spent the night with your permission?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is correct.
Yes.
So you took $60 from the floor.
Yes, it was.
Why did you take the $60 from the floor?
Because I didn't know whose it was, and so I
Mr. Dickerson, I don't want you to say anything that makes you appear to be foolish. And if you tell me something that's not true, I guarantee you, Mr. Dickerson, I will make you appear very foolish. Do you understand?
Yes.
So let's get to the truth of it. Let's put an end to it, and let's move on.
Okay.
We understand each other?
Yes.
Very good. So let's go back. December 17th.
Okay.
You found money on the floor in her bedroom, correct?
Correct.
You didn't know who it belonged to.
No, ma'am.
You thought it belonged to the tooth fairy. Is that right?
Yes.
So you took it.
Yes.
Now, on what date did police officer speak to you?
He came that night to my house.
Which is a different house from where the money was.
Yes.
And what did you say when he came to your house?
He asked me if I had the money. I said yes. He goes, "Can you give it back?" I said, "Sure."
And how much did you give back to Officer?
The $60, I believe.
No, you didn't. You gave back only part of it. You spent some of it.
I believe. I can't recall.
Think hard.
I think it was maybe $57 I gave back.
So you spent some of it.
Maybe $3 of it, yes.
Okay. Now, is that the same day as your dog was missing?
She disappeared December 18th, early that morning.
On the 18th. And when did the guitar come up missing?
2 weeks prior.
The guitar was missing 2 weeks before that, Miss Alamani. And then you tell me that on December 17th, he slept at your house with your permission? With you. Is that right?
No, he was there alone. He was there I was not home.
I thought you told me that he was there with your permission on the 17th.
That was December 11th when he stole the cash.
Was
It's December 11th that he admitted to stealing the cash. The dog was December 17th. He threatened and missing December 18th.
Oh. So it was the 11th that you took the cash, and that's when he was staying there with you.
Yes.
Now, when was the guitars taken?
In that period, right around there. I'm not sure exact date. I just know between 6:30 and 8 a.m.
Was it taken the time the cash was taken, or was it taken the time the dog was taken?
The time the cash was taken, around that
That
time.
was December 11th.
Yes, that's when the call was made to the police.
When you told Officer about the cash, did you also tell him about the CD and the guitar?
Yes.
Did you tell him that they were all taken at the same time, or were they taken at different times?
I reported him missing. I don't think he asked me when.
But the CD and the guitar were taken before the cash was taken.
The CD was later. The CD player?
Yeah.
Later.
Later. What makes you think he took it?
My sons told me that he broke it. He was in my house without my permission. I took it to get it repaired. He took it from that person they told me. He and his
That's all
girlfriend picked it
hearsay,
up.
Miss Alamani. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. And the cash he returned?
Part of it.
Part of it, except for $3, according to him. It's probably a little bit more. And the dog you got back. Is that right?
I found her Friday afternoon.
Great. All right. She in good shape?
She's had puppies.
She's had puppies? Gee, that's interesting. Was she pregnant when she was taken?
She was in heat. I wasn't going to breed her till she was 2 years old if I wait till she's fully developed.
You know where these puppies are?
I have no idea.
Do you know where the puppies are, sir?
I have no idea.
Mr. Dickerson, have you been leaving the plaintiff alone?
Yes.
You have a restraining order against you?
Yes. She keeps on calling me.
Really?
Yes. I got a tape right here.
What does she call you for, sir?
I have no idea. I don't return her calls.
Well, what does she say on the tape?
Will you please call me back? She gives me the phone number and all that. And
What do you call him for?
I called him about if he's appearing on the court, and if he got his papers, he was served.
How many times did she call you, sir?
about 8 times
Was it after you were served with papers?
before. She's called me way before the court case was even, before she even filed for the case. She kept on calling me.
But that was after her dog was taken?
I believe so. When she got the restraining order on me when we went to court,
When did you get the restraining order?
The permanent 3 years, January 21st, but the temporary was filed, granted January 8th.
Can I see those papers, please?
Yes.
Mr. Dickerson, have you ever been incarcerated, sir?
yes,
When was the last time you were incarcerated?
about 4 years ago, 5 years ago,
For what?
fighting.
Prior to that?
It was for being in a stolen car with a friend that he had keys to. I didn't know it was stolen.
So you were a passenger in a stolen car.
Yeah.
According to this, 2 birds were killed. What kind of birds were killed?
Parakeets, I paid $20 each for them.
What do you mean they were killed?
I kicked him out one night in December around this time, and the first bird disappeared, and there was feathers all over the place. I heard the cage crash. There was 4 birds, 2 females, 2 males. The day before the final restraining order, someone broke into my house, cut my other bird's head off, and flattened my tire.
You didn't have anything to do with that, did you?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Dickerson?
No, ma'am.
How long were you the plaintiff's boyfriend?
2.5 months, 3 months.
Prior to that, did you have a girlfriend?
No.
Have you ever been married?
No.
What did you have to hesitate for?
Well, was planning because I was in the service, and I was planning on getting married, but we never did.
She doesn't want anything to do with you anymore. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Courts take domestic violence and stalking very seriously, sir.
Well, I got tapes that she keeps on calling me.
Do you mean she keeps calling you, inviting you over?
She just wants me to call her for some reason. I have no idea.
Maybe she wants her dog back, sir.
I don't know. I didn't take the dogs.
Let me hear. Yes, you did.
10th, February 17th at 9:39 p.m. Yeah, this message is for Danny. I need you to call me back. 10th, February 24th at 4:46 p.m. Hey, Danny. It's Tracy. Why don't you give me a call at your earliest convenience? Thanks. 10th, February 25th at 7:17 p.m. Hey, Danny, it's Tracy. If you want to call me back, you can try me at 2144. Bye.
That was it.
That's 3 calls.
That's all I have. I recorded.
Why did you call him those 3 times, Tracy?
I was calling about the dog and also to see if he's appearing on the court.
I want you to listen to me very carefully. February 17th was 2 months after your dog turned up missing. Is that right?
Yeah.
So that's not the reason for your telephone call. You called him on the 17th, the 24th, and the 25th. The reason you say is because you want to know if he was coming to court. You cannot send mixed signals. Do you understand? From what I read in these reports, if what you say here is true, he's psychotic. Anybody who comes into your house, kills your animals, because that's what you said he did.
Yes.
Right? He came into your house, he cut the head off your bird.
Yes.
Right? That's psychotic. That is psychotic behavior. You don't have lapses where you say, well, maybe it wasn't him, and maybe he's not so bad, I'll call him. Do you understand?
Yeah, I'm not.
If you have a restraining order, that means he's not supposed to have any contact with you. You don't initiate any contact with him. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And later today, Tracy Almamani says ex-boyfriend Daniel Dickerson is a stalker. She claims Daniel chopped off the head of her pet bird.
If what you say in here is true, you don't want to have anything to do with him. The main thrust of your complaint was the dog, which has been resolved.
Yes.
Stay away from him. Don't call him. Don't contact him. Do you understand? Because if this is true,
I won't
he's
contact him.
mentally ill. If it's not true, then he's not. But if it's true, he really has to get help because he's very sick. You understand that, sir?
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
You understand that anybody who would take out their anger and frustration by cutting the head off of a bird is a very sick person. You do understand
I don't
that.
know who would do that. Such thing.
I don't know who would do that either. Somebody who's very sick and requires help,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
And if that person didn't get help, that person would be a #1 jerk. Is that right?
Yes.
Good. Thank you very much. Your case is dismissed because you got your dog back. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I like the outcome
I'm happy that I got my dog back.
because she keeps on calling me.
I don't want to be a part of his life. I will not call him ever again.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Peterson versus Parker. Step forward, please.
22-year-old student Lauren Peterson is suing her former lover, 24-year-old insurance adjuster Christopher Parker, for an unpaid loan to buy a CD player. Christopher claims it was a graduation present.
Ms. Peterson, you claim that the defendant owes you for a loan, it's about a year old, for a CD player for his car. You and the defendant know each other for a long time from college, but only briefly dated, according to you.
Yes.
Mr. Parker says you did, in fact, put the CD player that he wanted for his car on your credit card, but that it was a graduation present. That's your defense. Is that right, sir? How long did you date Miss Peterson, Mr. Parker?
Somewhere around 6 weeks. Not very long.
From when to when?
I want to say right before Christmas until probably a little after January.
And you graduated from college at that time, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And tell me about this gift that she purchased for you. When did she purchase it? Where were you? How did she know you wanted it?
She purchased it, I guess, during January. It's been a while. I don't quite remember.
If you don't remember, then I'm going to have to ask her.
Okay.
He asked me to borrow it the last week in January, asked me to borrow money for the CD player. He actually ordered it himself online and used my credit card number.
Where was he when he purchased it? At your house or at his house?
At his house. We never lived together.
So were you at his house when he...
No, ma'am. I was in college, which is an hour away from...
So he called you on the phone?
Yes.
Tell me about the conversation.
He had been looking at CD players to put in his newly purchased car, and he found one that he liked, which had a limited availability. So he was talking about it for a day or two, and then he asked me if he could borrow the money. And I said, because he asked me if he could borrow the money, that was the only reason I was loaning him the money, and I would expect repayment when he got a job.
Go ahead.
It did happen like that, except for I didn't ask to borrow it. She said since I had graduated, she'd go ahead and pay for it.
Well, just a second. You called her at her house?
Well, we were talking on the phone, and I was telling her what I'd found.
Well, tell me about the conversation now that you remember it better.
What do you mean? Oh,
what do you mean? What do you mean? What do I mean?
We were talking on the telephone, and because I had DSL, so I had the internet connection already. So I was telling her what I had found on there, and she said, go ahead and order it. She'd pay for it.
You're talking to her on the phone, and you're playing with your computer at the same time.
That's correct.
Right? I hate when people do that. So you're talking to her on the phone, and you're playing with your computer, and you found this CD player that you wanted for your car. While you're talking to her on the phone, you said, I found the CD player that I want, right? Would you like to buy it for me as a gift? I mean, how did that, I really want to know.
How it came about, because, like she said, there was limited availability, and at the current time, I didn't have a job, so she offered to buy it.
Tell me, don't say she offered to buy it, because that's not what people usually say to each other. I'm offering to buy this to you.
Well, she just said that she would pay for it.
And?
So I said, okay.
How much after that did you stop seeing each other?
I don't recall.
I do.
Go ahead.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
February 13th.
And what happened to your relationship with Miss Peterson within 2 weeks of purchasing this CD player?
I just decided that I didn't want to see her anymore, and so I broke up with her, told her I didn't want to talk to her, and she kept harassing me.
Well, first of all, Miss Peterson, let's start with this. I don't know what you see in him, or what you saw in him. Whatever it is, I don't see it. Let's start from that. Right, and maybe my eyes are getting old, but I don't see it. Visually, I don't see it. Now, maybe there's a character thing there or something else. Animal sensuality, I don't see that either. So maybe we're talking character.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I certainly don't see good character, because if within 2 weeks he decides that he doesn't want to see you anymore, the nice thing would be to pay her back for the CD player. Wouldn't that be the nice thing?
Well, she also bought this shirt.
Mr. Peterson,
do I need to pay her back
wouldn't
for
that be the nice thing? There's a difference between a shirt, sir, and a $400-some-odd CD player, don't you think?
No.
You don't?
A gift is a gift.
Really? Not if I don't find it's a gift, sir. Because according to you, when we started this case, you said, I don't actually remember. Well, Miss Peterson remembered very clearly. Miss Peterson said she remembered that you said, I found this thing. It's got limited availability. If I want it, I have to have it now. I don't have the money. Can you advance me the money? I need your credit card number. And I find that you made an agreement to pay her back. That's what I find. How much does he owe you?
Well, this is the total inclusive is $351.46, but he owes me other items.
What?
That several CDs of mine, an Ethernet cable, and negatives to photographs.
Your case has to do with a CD player,
right.
Not a kitchen sink.
Okay.
Not everything under the sun. $351.46.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you pay that amount in one lump sum?
Yes, ma'am.
So that you didn't have any finance charges, is that right?
No.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $351.46. Ms. Peterson, be smart. Don't give anybody, ever, your credit card.
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, nobody. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Put the on the calendar in the matter of Falk versus Craig. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Ms. Falk, it is your claim that the defendant's daughter somehow got behind the wheel of a car that belonged to you while it was in a garage, drove it through the garage door, damaging the car. You want the defendant to be responsible for repairing the car, which is about $600. The defendant says that his daughter is not responsible and did not drive the car and was not responsible for the damage. You weren't there.
No, ma'am.
Your daughter was there.
That's correct.
So why don't you step up? Tell me your first name.
Kaylee.
All right, Miss Falk, where was your car?
My car was parked in my sister's private garage in Houston, Texas.
What was it doing there?
It was awaiting transport. My sister and niece moved down to El Paso, Texas, and we left the car there for my movers to pick it up at a later date. They were, at that time, taking my sister's car back.
It's actually within a garage?
Yes, ma'am, and I have pictures of that.
Can I see it?
Yes. That's the new garage he replaced.
The new door?
Yes, ma'am.
Who replaced the door?
Mr. Craig.
Good for you. How much did that cost you?
$420.
All right, Kaylee. You want to tell me how you got possession of this car?
My friend and I, Tammy, were going to her house.
Going to whose house?
Tammy's. And we saw these two guys, and they were emptying out the garage. And we went to go see, and they told us about the car being in there and how it had the keys in the ignition, and they didn't know what to do with the car. And
who were the two guys?
One said that he was his gardener, and the other said that he didn't say who he was.
Go ahead.
And they told us about everything, and so Tammy wanted to go see the car, and so we went in there, and as we were leaving, the guys gave us 2 scooters because they said that they were going to just take the stuff. They said something like, give it away or something like that. And then we left, and then Tammy wanted to go back. And so we went back, and she said that she wanted to go inside the car. And so we went inside the car, and she was in the driver's seat, and I was just in the passenger seat, and she turned on the car, and...
How'd she get into the garage?
There's a door.
So you went in a door?
Mm-hmm.
So she turned on the car. Go ahead.
And she put it in reverse, and it jumped back and hit the garage.
Yeah.
That's all.
How old are you?
12.
So let's go back a little bit. You saw 2 men who were stealing property from this garage, is that right?
Yes.
And the 2 men who were stealing property from the garage told you that they were giving you 2 scooters, which you knew were stolen, is that right?
No.
You had to know they were stolen because you knew the 2 men were stealing property.
They said that Ms. Tipton had called them.
Yeah. So that you knew when you took the 2 scooters. Now, where did you bring the scooters, by the way? Did you bring them to your house?
I brought one to my house, and Tammy took one.
You live there with your father?
My mom.
What did you tell your mother about where you got the scooter?
That this guy was packing away the stuff, and he gave it to us. And she said, okay.
When you went back there, according to you, with your friend Tammy, you knew you had no permission to go into the garage, isn't that right? You have to answer me. Don't shake your head in court.
Yes, ma'am.
So you were committing a crime when you went in there, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you got into the car, you knew you had no permission to be in that car, isn't that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And according to you, it was Tammy who drove the car.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you went into the garage the first time with the men, you had the key to the car.
No, ma'am.
Did you ever have the key to the car?
Yes, ma'am. After Tammy had put it on my keychain.
When did Tammy put it on your keychain?
The second time that we were there.
Before or after she crashed the car? Before or after she crashed the car?
After.
Tell me about after. She crashed the car, and did you get frightened?
Yes.
What did you do?
I told her, Tammy, we better leave. We had no business to be here.
And you got out of the car?
Yes.
Tell me about how the key got on your key ring.
She put it on there.
You know what happens when you fib? Your nose gets longer. Doesn't make sense. Now, a lot of things make sense. Could possibly happen. You could have gone in there and it would have been just as you told me. That Tammy got behind the wheel of the car, Tammy drove the car, all of a sudden it crashes into the door, damages the door, but then you jump out of the car and you leave fast. You don't wait for Tammy to take the key out of the ignition, put it on your key ring. That doesn't make sense. Does that make sense to you, sir? No, of course not. Okay. Have you called Tammy, sir?
Yes, I have.
So, you sue Tammy. That's your job. If you feel as if your daughter is only partially responsible, you sue Tammy.
Your Honor, I feel like she's more responsible.
Well,
my defense is that there was no damage to the vehicle.
I've got pictures.
I requested pictures and never got any pictures.
You mean you crash a car into a garage door with sufficient force for you to replace the garage door, and you don't think there's any damage to the car?
I saw the car.
Your Honor, my niece is back in Houston again, and these two are in the same class at school, and she has admitted all this to my niece after I filed this lawsuit.
Really?
Yes.
Where's your niece?
Right here, Madeline.
You're Madeline?
Yes, ma'am.
You go to school together?
Yes.
Well, tell me about the conversation you had with this young lady.
Well, we usually talk at lunch because you're not allowed to talk in class. So she said they pulled off the top of the car, but they said there was no damage. But
they said there was no damage.
Kaylee said there was no damage to the car. So,
what else did she say?
She said they were in there they were in there twice over a period of 2 days.
Doing what?
Listening to the radio.
Would you show the defendant's father pictures of the car? Can I have your estimates, please?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you get the top off the car, Kaylee?
Tammy read the instructions.
So it was all Tammy. What were you doing when she was reading the instructions?
I was taking it off.
You were taking it off?
Yes.
Listen, sir, consider yourself very lucky. It's your daughter's fault. If you feel as if Tammy is partially responsible, I suggest that you sue Tammy and her mother. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $650. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Consequences when you do something wrong.
She was highly upset.
The father, I mean, that was a ridiculous story. How could he believe it?
She told me that she didn't do it, and finally the next day she told me that, yeah, we did it.
She made a mistake. She's sorry. It's over with. I don't think I should have been in the garage.
Take it to Judge Judy.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Soto versus Millet, be about. Step forward, please.
Retired construction worker Frank Soto is suing his sister, business owner Susan Millet, and her business partner Harold Beabout for stealing his disability checks while he was in jail. Susan and Harold are countersuing for the value of a car.
Mr. Soto, Miss Millet is your sister, is that right?
Yes, Miss.
And Mr. Beabout is her boyfriend.
I'm not exactly...
Partner, boyfriend?
Something of that.
Something like that. You have several complaints against them. First, you say that your sister cashed and spent, for her own use, some of your disability checks while you were incarcerated.
Yes.
Then is your claim that when you got out of jail, you did some work for Mr. Beabout. And he promised to pay you for that work, and he never did.
Correct.
And the third thing is, you say that because they owed you all this money, they bought you a car.
Yes.
Instead of the money. And while you have the car, they refuse to give you the title to the car.
Yes.
Now, your sister says that she did, in fact, cash some of your disability checks because you asked her to pay some of your bills while you were in jail. Correct?
Yes.
Mr. Beabout does not address the work that you allegedly did for him, other than to say, Madam, you're playing with papers while I'm speaking, other than to say that they bought the car for you to use while you were doing work for them. And when you left, you took the car, and they want their car back, correct?
That's correct.
Yes, correct.
So let's deal with some simple questions first. When were you incarcerated, sir, that you claimed that your sister cashed your checks?
On 3/29/02, I was arrested for violating my conditions of parole, and I was released from custody on 9/25/02, and between that period, Social Security gave me documentation that checks were cashed in that period that she cashed without my consent.
How many checks did you cash for him?
I believe 2 with written consent and also with his words and receipts.
Well, let me see the written consent. According
It's
to you,
right
the
here.
defendant cashed 3 checks. Is that right, sir?
She cashed 5 of them.
I have additional documents here highlighted, what he requested for me to do with the money and also receipts of
Well,
words.
tell me what he requested that you do with the money.
He needed Sprint bills paid.
How much was the Sprint bill?
It was in excess of $400 and something.
Okay, so that's $400. What else?
To give my children $300, or one of my children, she goes to Disneyland with her orchestra from her high school in Sacramento.
Well, what did he say there?
To give her $300.
Madam, you cashed $3,375 in checks.
No, I cashed 2 checks for $675 each.
Mm.
And he further
Let's
states...
see where it says... You tell him that you're going to take some of his money.
Yes,
You tell him that.
do.
You need desperately to borrow, in this letter, $300.
Okay, and it states in this letter here, the $300 that he lent and said you don't have to pay it back. Harold's my current partner in our contracting business for paint and roofing. My partner prior to that was my boyfriend of 5 years.
I'm not interested in your sad story,
Well,
madam.
no,
You
he
took his
could-
money.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Frank Soto says his sister Susan Millen and her partner Harold Beabout stole his disability checks. The two say Frank stole their car.
Madam, listen to me. How much did you take?
Well, 2 checks at $675, but some of the check, one of the checks was to go to my mother and to my children for their Disneyland school trip.
Stop
What
it.
says right here, and as I'm writing from the...
Stop it. What happens if he wasn't in jail? What would you have done?
Well, no, he wasn't entitled to the checks.
What do you mean he wasn't entitled to the checks?
While you're in prison, you cannot receive SSI checks.
So let me ask you a question. What happens when they go after him for the check? Is he going to come after your daughter and say, give me back the Disneyland
Oh, no.
trip?
We have paid him for those checks. And his
show me.
check,
How much did you pay him back?
more than what we borrowed. We paid him about $1,600. But
Just
his
a minute. How
checks
much did you pay
were
him back?
Stopped.
How much did she pay you back?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Show me. Just show me. It's your business. You have checks.
Well, it was cash. We were paying him cash through, and in these letters, he says, give the children the money. When he
Are
came
you
out of-
following me? I'm not interested in your letters. Give your children the money. I passed that. Show me.
We paid him cash because he was receiving SSI, and it was unfortunately a little under the table work.
Then I can't help you, my dear. So I am finding that you paid him back nothing of this $1,350 that you acknowledge you took from his checks that you acknowledge he wasn't entitled to. Because you say if he was in jail, he's not entitled to disability. So you knew that. You were swift to know that. And you took that money anyway. So $1,350 because Social Security is going to come after him, especially after they see this.
And they...
Now, quiet. Quiet. Now you tell me what you paid him. Because you want to tell me that he was able to do hard labor for you.
Correct.
Right? So tell me what he did for you.
That would have to be Harold, Mr. Beabout.
Harold, what did he do for you?
He wasn't on my payroll, Your Honor. He was not. He got out of prison, no money in his pocket.
His sister spent his money. That's why he had no money in his pocket.
That's family problem. I'm telling you what my problem. I don't owe him any money because I paid him. He come up and worked around my garage after I moved for 3 days, and I give him $100 a day out of my pocket to pay for meals and motel.
Okay.
And then
just a minute. Stop. Did you work for him for 3 days? Don't lie. Did you work for him for 3 days?
I think more than 3 days.
Well, I don't care what you think.
Yeah,
you take
yeah,
drugs,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Right? So your brain might be a little bit fried. You worked for him at least 3 days.
Yes.
Did he give you $100 a day?
No.
Yes, he did. Yeah, sure he did. He gave you something.
Yeah, he did.
Well, how much did he give you?
He gave me 50 one time and 100 the third day.
That you remember?
Yes.
That you remember? Okay. Tell me about this car.
Well, I bought the car, Your Honor. He was incarcerated when I bought that car. So I bought that car because I have a big van and I didn't want the gas hog. I wanted something economy to ride around in. So he gets out, and he don't have no wheels. He has to go to the doctor. He's got to go to his parole officer and all that. I loaned him the wheels to drive around. And he was with me the day I took my pickup in to the garage, and he knew I had to have it in there on a Friday. So Friday, he takes the car, and that's the last I seen of him, Your Honor.
Now I'll hear you. Tell me about the car, sir.
The deal was my sister and both of them, the deal was for what the money they owed me, this was partial compensation by giving me that car because they know I needed a car. And she says this will be just partial payment and we'll pay the rest as soon as possible. And
you just made that up as you're going along.
No.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Listen to me. He wants to go back to jail. That's what he wants to do. He wants to go back to jail. He's going to go back to jail $1,350 richer because that's what you owe him for taking his money. You don't owe him anything. I believe that you did, in fact, pay him when he worked for you for the 3 days. And I don't believe that you bought him a car. So he's got to return the car. If he doesn't return the car, he's operating it without the permission of the owner. That's an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle for which he can go back to jail. Do you want to go back to jail, sir?
No.
Give him back the car.
He's going to need a tow truck for it because the transmission's gone on it.
Oh,
so he can
goodness.
have it.
We did not even want the car back. We would be afraid to get in the vehicle. The car
Let me
was in
explain
perfect
something to you.
condition.
He's not giving you $3,000 for the car. You don't want the car back? I'll tell him not to give you the car back. What do you want?
Well, we wanted the value of the car. Now
you're
it's
not getting
damaged,
that.
There won't be a value.
Understand? You're not getting that.
Okay, well, I'm also trying to show you receipts of my name on it and his name that I put money on his prison books for money they can have while incarcerated.
How much?
There's 2 receipts for each for $100.
Okay, that makes you $1,150. Go ahead.
Okay, but then right here it states the loan, and you don't have to pay back. It's $300.
How many times do I have to explain that
well,
to you?
I know. I wasn't sure I made that clear.
You made it very clear. I'm a very quick learn. In any event, Social Security, hopefully, since it's my money, is going to come back and get all this money from him because
they're already doing it, Your Honor.
Oh, good. That's what I figured. They will stop the rest of his checks because it doesn't look to me, Mr. Soto, as if you are a disabled enough person not to be employed. Certainly not for Bird to have to pay for it. That's it. You want the car back or not?
Yes, but
yes?
how do we recover it?
Well, get a tow truck and go get it. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Your Honor, this is case number 385 on the calendar in the matter of Brown versus Moore. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Miss Brown, this is your son?
Yes, it is.
How old is he?
He's 9.
I'm going to ask Bird to take the young man outside because there are some serious allegations here that I don't believe he has to be involved with or be privileged to hear.
Come with me.
Everybody else you can be seated, sir. Miss Brown, according to your complaint, you rented an apartment from the defendant.
That's correct.
Somebody that it turned out you had some connection with historically in your family.
Correct.
And it was a 2-family house. You rented upstairs and you lived downstairs. According to your complaint, some issues developed. She evicted you.
Right.
And according to you, kept some of your property.
Correct.
You want to be reimbursed for that property.
That's correct.
Ms. Moore says she's very happy that you decided to sue her because she's been trying to find you. You left no forwarding address when you moved out because she claims you owe her rent. You destroyed her apartment, and she would like to be compensated.
Correct.
So when did you move in, and what kind of a lease did you sign?
It was a month-to-month lease, and we moved in like the last week of February of 2002.
What was the rent?
$650.
And you were evicted in August, is that right?
Really the last week of July, I received an termination of tenancy.
Okay, but then you were told you had to leave August 20th, according to your complaint.
Yes, after we went to court for something else.
Now, why did you notify her that you were evicting her?
Non-payment of rent. And
tell me when that was.
They didn't finish paying the rent in July, and they didn't pay the rent in August at all.
Okay. In July, how much did they pay?
$605.
Why did you pay $605 in July?
My fiance was having problems with his job, and he wasn't working every day.
Okay, so you were shy $45
right.
in.
I don't even know it was $45. I thought it was more like $15 or so.
All right. And what happened in August? I'm asking you. Pay attention.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. In August, I got no response. So on.
What do you mean you got no response?
They don't answer their door. They don't answer their phone.
Is there any reason why you didn't pay rent?
Yes, Your Honor. First of all, the end of July, it all, to me, started with an air conditioner. When I first rented the place, she said she had an air conditioner in the unit. It was in the wintertime. I asked her, does it get pretty hot up there? She said, yes, it does. I have an air conditioner you can use, when the time comes. I'll just prorate the electricity bill. We were offered an air conditioner through a friend of ours, so we took it. Saying that, she was saying that.
Okay, so you took an air conditioner.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay, so she said to let her know when I got the air conditioner, and I don't think I let her know that exact day that I got it because she wasn't home or something. But anyways, the air conditioner ended up being in there for like 10, 12 days before she knew about it. She called up to my house and asked me, did I have an air conditioner? And I said, yes. She said, well, would you please take it out? You didn't notify me that you had an air conditioner, and would you please take it out? So 5 minutes later, I took the air conditioner out. The next day, this note was posted on my door saying that we have a 30-day tendency to move because we have put an air conditioner in her unit without her permission. And that's where it started from. So that was dated July 31st, and we had 30 days to move. So upon that notice...
Okay, just a second. According to this, they owed $15 of July's rent. And the other $30 you tacked on here was for the air conditioner.
For the electricity bill.
Just a second. For the air conditioner, for the difference involving the air conditioner. So if they didn't owe you $45 for rent, it was the additional $30 that you say that your electricity bill went up because of the air conditioner.
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead. So what happened next?
So the next day that note was posted that we had 30 days to move. So I have a son. I wasn't working at the time. My fiance was only working part-time. I could not afford to pay rent to pay rent twice, to give her August rent since we had 30 days to move, and I already had put up a damage deposit of $650, and so I was, assuming to myself, well,
you're going to live off your security deposit.
Not necessarily.
Well, that's what he says. You say no, but that's what he says. You had $650. You figured she wasn't going to give it back to you anyway. You might as well use that $650 for security deposit to pay your August rent.
Right.
I got you. Okay. But that's non-payment of August rent is not the reason that she was evicting you.
To me, it wasn't. It was because of the air conditioner.
Okay. Is that why you were evicting her?
No, ma'am.
Why were you evicting her?
Late night arguments with the little boy up there, and there's only, the three of them up there. You're throwing things against my walls. You're breaking and damaging things.
Don't talk to her. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, ma'am. They were doing too many things, and I have my husband, sons during the summertime. We take care of them.
True.
And they're loud. They woke us up at 1:30 in the middle of the night, scared my boys because she was going to burn down the house, threatened to burn down the house.
So they were having arguments.
Child staying on this.
So they were having arguments.
All the time.
That is not true.
So if they were having arguments, why didn't you move to evict them because they were a nuisance?
Well, I had talked with Stephanie a couple times about that. You've got that child up there. You're doing things up there you shouldn't be doing with that boy up there.
You said nothing to me.
You're leaving that child by himself.
I very seldom left my son
out of the mailbox for him to come in.
I'm not speaking to you.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Stephanie Brown says former landlord Toby Moore evicted her family and then kept their belongings. Toby says Stephanie is violent.
Now, what did you go to court for?
Okay, after I got the 30-day notice and like August 5th came around, she discovered evidently I wasn't going to pay her rent. So she went and filed an unlawful detainer for non-payment of August rent. We went to court like around the 14th or so, and we were asked to vacate the premises by August the 20th.
No, you weren't asked. Were you ordered to?
Ordered to vacate.
That's different. Ask and order are two different things.
Okay.
Were you out on August 20th?
August the 20th, around 7 p.m., we were in a process of moving. We only moved like 4 blocks away. I don't have a vehicle. It was pouring down, raining that whole night. We made like 7 or 8 trips with shopping carts, mind you, in the pouring rain, back and forth to our new place moving. But before that, she came about 10 minutes to 8, that evening and said that she was changing the locks on the apartment. I said, well, Toby, we're in the process of moving. You know, can you give us to 8 o'clock in the morning? She said, you cannot tell me what to do at my property. I can make any necessary repairs or whatever I want to my property, and you cannot tell me what to do. And then she threatened me with calling her uncle.
I just want to know whether you were
her
out.
uncle, the sheriff.
Pay careful attention to me.
Right.
Were you out of the apartment by midnight on the 20th of August?
No, I wasn't, and she knew that, though. She came and asked me when we were going to be out, and I told her 8 a.m. that morning. And I didn't
well, you know, just a second, that's maybe what you told her, but you could not be in that unit after midnight on the 20th of August.
Right.
That was the order.
Come and remove
because
us.
then what you do is, you, instead of starting to move on the 20th, you start to move on the 19th.
That's correct, but we were...
I know it's correct. All right, so now what do you claim was left behind?
This is a list of things that were left behind in the apartment.
Let me see. A slider rocker, I'm talking about the big items, slider rocker, sofa sleeper, large kitchen table, antique golf clubs. What are antique golf clubs?
My fiance had a set of golf clubs, and they were antique. They were like 15, 20 years old.
Oh, no, those aren't antique. Those are old.
Okay, well.
There's a difference between old golf clubs and antique golf clubs.
I'm just appraising. I don't know how old they were, but they were very old.
They were very old.
Right.
Old. Old golf clubs and not antique golf clubs. Right, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what happened with all these things?
Most of the things, yes.
Tell me what happened with them.
The things that she left behind, left in the apartment, I took pictures of, and the things that she left and took down to all my neighbor's trash. She strategically took stuff and left in everybody's trash.
I'm just talking about the furniture. I'm talking about the furniture.
So am I.
She telling me she put the chair in somebody's garbage?
Correct.
Listen to me carefully, Miss Moore. Is there a sofa that was in the apartment after she moved out?
No, ma'am.
That's a lie.
Shh. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I mean, I think she left a lot of junk, and they certainly left this apartment like a pig pen.
No, we...
yes, you did.
I did because I wasn't done moving, Your Honor.
No,
I didn't mean
listen to me.
If she would have gave me a chance, I would have cleaned up.
No. Pig. Pig. Those things you don't clean up. This, show her.
They shouldn't have been left like that.
I'm speaking. Don't speak.
I'm sorry.
Nobody was going to clean that oven before you moved out, and nobody was going to defrost the refrigerator at 8 o'clock in the morning. Do you understand?
I understand that.
That's not taking care of somebody else's property. So if this is an indication,
and you know what, Your Honor?
I'm speaking.
Okay.
If this is an indication of how you were taking care of someone else's property, then I understand her counterclaim, which is you left the rest of the place in a complete state of disarray.
When I moved there, it was like that. She gave me $100 off to clean up. The stove and refrigerator was a mess. I had to clean all that up.
So just a second. So she gave you money off.
Right.
Fine. Now, so if that's the case...
And I was going to clean it up again after I was in the process of leaving. I don't leave
No,
my
that's
place
baloney.
like...
That's baloney because you didn't have time. You had to be out by midnight. So you weren't going to clean that up at all. Now, Miss Moore, we've already come to the conclusion that you didn't give her a legitimate reason for evicting her. This is not the legitimate reason, according to you. According to you, didn't like them as tenants. Then they didn't pay rent in August, so that you went and you finally got her evicted. I don't believe that she took all of her stuff. I believe that some stuff was left behind. I don't know what you did with it. You want to tell me what you did with it?
The stuff that was left behind,
in the
she
apartment.
came and got. And the things, she came and started going through boxes, and I'm like, Stephanie, no. You have to take your stuff. You can't sit here and do this.
When did she come back?
She came back with her mother on the 22nd.
So what you're telling me is plaintiff and her mother came back on the 22nd.
Correct. Her mother came by looking for her, and I said, I don't know where she is. She moved out. And if you do catch up to her, ask her what does she want with the rest of her things. They're out in my garage. 45 minutes to an hour later, she showed up.
And those were the things that you wanted me to have. It was no sofa in her garage.
Just a second.
There wasn't one.
Had your stuff been in her garage before?
No.
So she moved the stuff out of the apartment into her garage?
Right, what she wanted me to have.
Shh. What did you do with the things that were in the garage?
Some stuff...
No.
The stuff that was in the garage, I put in my mother's car and took with me. Some stuff that was no good, I have a friend that owns a furniture store. They said that I could put the stuff in the trash back there. So stuff that I did not want, I put in the back of this furniture store trash.
What furniture did you take with you?
I didn't have a chance to even get my main furniture out. I took nothing but my it was mostly clothes and stuff that I had moved. I didn't get it, the big stuff you move last, and I didn't have a chance to move that.
That's unfortunate. You had an obligation to be out of that premises by midnight on the 20th. Now, she says that you left no couch, that you left no table and chairs, that any furniture that you left, any stuff that you left, she put in a garage. You came by with your mother. Your mother came first, you came second. You looked through the stuff, some stuff you wanted, some stuff you didn't. Some stuff was trash. Even the trash she moved out of your apartment.
No.
No, it's not.
Sure it is.
Can I call a
You just
witness,
told me
please,
that.
ma'am?
Sure. Call him. Your last name?
Tell us.
Go ahead, Mr. Tellis.
Okay, the things, way it went down as far as the furniture that was in the house. Her mama, my fiance's mother, knew where we was at, and we had told her where it happened.
Don't tell me anything that her mother saw, sir.
Oh, I'm not going to tell you that, but...
I want to know why you didn't move this stuff out on the 18th or the 19th of August. You weren't working. If you're not working, why didn't you move?
He was working.
I was working. I was working, but I was working part-time.
Well, it's working part-time, and the other half the time you move out in time.
Okay.
17th, 18th, 19th, so that you're all out on the 20th, so that you don't start moving at 8 o'clock at night on the 20th.
Okay, actually, we had prepared to move by boxing up a lot of things, whatever. But we were moving, and about 4:30, 5 o'clock that morning, she put a lock.
The lock was there before.
She had already put a lock on the door, but she locked the door so we couldn't get in to finish taking our belongings out.
You couldn't be there 4:30 in the morning on the 21st.
Okay, but even then...
We had agreement. She said, when are you going to be out? We said 8 o'clock in the morning. She said she had no problem. When we come to make our last several loads, the door was locked.
But
you listen to me. I don't believe you that you had stuff in that apartment worth $1,500 because you just said to me we came to make our last several loads. Our last several loads is not all your furniture.
No, it was our sleeper sofa, our dresser, our table, our rockers, my golf clubs, my bikes, all that.
Grills, everything.
Grills. We were to move all that.
Can I have that list? Can I have the list? So what did you take? Just a minute.
Like
so
I said,
what did you... Shh. So what did you take, sir, is my question.
Basically, we took a lot of pots and pans. We took some rugs that we had. Clothes, you know, a lot of
TVs,
VCRs, but we didn't get a chance to move the big items.
Okay, good. Now, did you have a U-Haul at that night? Did you have a U-Haul at that night?
No.
No. Okay. Now you can sit down. Now, I want to hear about your counterclaim.
Tell the truth.
One more word. One more word. Your case is going to be dismissed, and I will just concentrate on her counterclaim. Do you understand?
I understand.
Who are you?
I'm her husband.
Step up.
Yes, I was the one that mainly moved everything out of that apartment.
Where's the couch?
There was no couch upstairs. There was no couch.
Who knows? I have no idea. I have no idea. All I know is you left the place like a pigsty. Since I really don't know what happened to your furniture in there, I have to rule strictly on the law. And the law is that when you've been evicted from an apartment and you're told to move, you have to be totally out of that apartment on midnight the night of the move. You are not. And you are not out by midnight on the 20th, not because she didn't let you get your stuff, but because you didn't start to move until 8 o'clock at night on the 20th. So anything left in that apartment, even if you left stuff in that apartment afterwards, you can find that that stuff was abandoned by you. So even if they took it, sold it, destroyed it, gave it away, salvaged it, trashed it, or whatever, they had a legitimate right to do that because they are under no obligation to keep your stuff. Do you understand? And again, I'm not sure whether the stuff was there or not, but I am sure that it was there after it was not supposed to be there pursuant to a court order. That's one thing. So that's very easy to deal with. The second thing that I have to deal with is her counterclaim. And her counterclaim is for rent and damages to the apartment. Correct. Well, I think that there are certain damages to the apartment that I can't find caused by them. I certainly think that they left the place like a pigsty, and that they have to be fined for that to the extent that they had $650 in security deposit, and that at least part of that has to go towards cleaning up this apartment.
Your Honor, this is case number 82 on the calendar in the matter of Hoffman versus Coons. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Ms. Hoffman, is this your daughter?
Yes, ma'am.
Is she still seeing Mr. Coons?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I assume she's not happy being here today.
You're correct.
It is your claim, Ms. Hoffman, that Mr. Coon forged some checks of yours.
Correct.
And also took money out of your daughter's account.
Correct.
In addition to that, he had an accident while driving your car. Mr. Coon says, well, he acknowledges that he did forge some checks of yours, but he says that he paid you back that money in restitution by working for you. And he didn't steal as much as you claim he stole, and aside from that, he says your daughter knew all about it. And as far as taking money out of her account, she was aware of that. And as far as the car incident was concerned, your daughter knew he didn't have a valid driver's license. He had a suspended driver's license, so she gave him permission to drive the car, and therefore he's not responsible. Correct?
Correct.
Tell me about the car incident, sir.
I went down to the store. I was driving through the parking lot, and a lady backed out, and she actually bumped into me, and I got out and made sure everything was okay. She said it doesn't look like any damage is done here, and I was all, here's my number. We exchanged numbers, and I said if there's any further problems, call me. And that was it.
Why should she call you if she backed into you?
I just told her to call me because if it was, we wanted to exchange insurance information later on.
I don't understand why she should call you. She backed into you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. I told her, I was like, you know, you backed out. I honked the horn. Basically, everything's all right. There was no damage done.
Was there any damage done to the car?
Yes, there was damage. I have proof that there was damage. And the thing was, he didn't even call and tell me that he backed in. He just, what happened was...
Can I see the pictures, please?
Yes. The other company called me, and that's how I found out.
The other company called you because she was filing a claim?
She filed a claim, yes.
She filed a claim? How could she file a claim? She, according to him, backed into him.
She said that he backed into her. So I
Where was the damage to your car?
Underneath the bumper.
Mr. Coons, when did you notify Ms. Hoffman that there had been this little accident?
I didn't notify her.
Okay. Now let's get back to your defense to this action. Your defense to this action is that you had a suspended driver's license, but your girlfriend knew about it when she gave you the car to go to the store.
Yeah. I was just going to run to the store, get some things at the store, and come right back. Your house is like half a mile from the store.
Why was your driver's license suspended?
For traffic tickets that I failed to appear on.
What kind of tickets?
Like 2 speeding tickets.
And?
And a red light violation.
So you're not a good driver?
I'm a good driver.
No, you're not. They don't take away the license of good drivers.
Yeah.
How many accidents?
Shh. Driving a car on a suspended license is...
Illegal.
That's not something that Christina can wave a wand and do away with. That's only something that you have control over, Mr. Coons.
I didn't think it was a big deal, though, just to run down to the store.
It is a big deal, you idiot. When they say you can't drive, they don't say you can't drive except to go down to the store.
True.
Now, just for my own curiosity, sir, what is it that you had to get that was so important at the store? Insulin?
No.
What?
Just some stuff for dinner.
Your Honor.
Just don't say. Does it look like you're losing? Does it look like you're losing so far? What?
I was going to...
Can I tell you something? Christina.
Yes.
He's still your boyfriend?
Yes.
He's an idiot. Maybe you're an idiot. I don't know if you're an idiot or not, but he's an idiot. And if you're going to hitch your wagon to his star, you're going to have a miserable life.
No, Your Honor.
What? Listen to me, Christina. Your mother's been around for a while?
Yes.
Right? You've been married?
Yes, ma'am.
Divorced?
Yes.
How many times?
Once.
Once. Been there, done that, couple of times. Been in the family court? Years. I got a nose. You hitch your wagon to this star, you're going to have a miserable life. Just think about it. 10 years from now, you're going to say, you know, I appeared before Judge Judy in this silly little case that was on television. And she, put your hand down. And she told me if I hitched my wagon to his star, I was going to have a miserable life. She was right. Just listen to me. I don't know about you. You may be a loser too. Then maybe you belong together. Maybe two halves make a whole. I don't know. But if you certainly don't look it. How much is it going to cost to fix the bumper?
$971.
Good, $971. Now, Mr. Coons, explain to me why you took checks from Miss Hoffman and forged her name and cashed them.
I started hanging out with the wrong crowd, doing some stupid stuff, and I needed a bunch of cash.
Hanging around with a bad crowd doesn't mean you need cash. If you're hanging around with a bad crowd and you buy drugs and owe somebody for money for the drugs, and you need cash for that, otherwise somebody's going to break your knees, that's a reason. So you want to explain to me what you needed this money for?
Basically, I got into drugs, and I needed cash to support it. And then after that...
Were you supporting Christina's drug habit too?
No, I'd never get into that.
Did Christina know you were doing drugs?
Nope.
So she's not very intuitive, right?
Nope.
You managed to conceal that from her,
Yep.
right? How did I know that, Mr. Coons? It's not anywhere in these papers, sir. Did you think that maybe I have a crystal ball?
Yep.
Experience. That's what I'm trying to tell Christina. How much money did he steal from you?
$1,320 out of my account.
I don't care what he took out of Christina's account. If Miss Stupid wants to stay with him, she'll deal with that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What kind of drugs?
Oxycontin.
Why in the world would an attractive girl like you want to hook up with him?
Because I love him.
And later today,
How much child support do you pay for your other child?
None.
Why not?
I do for my other son, as well as I do for Michael while he's staying with his father here.
Don't talk to me with attitude. There's only one attitude here, and that's mine.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Donna Hoffman says her daughter's boyfriend, Daniel Coons, stole money from her and her daughter's bank accounts. Donna says Daniel took the money to support his OxyContin habit.
When did you find out that he took money out of your account?
Maybe a couple weeks or a month later.
Come. Stand up next to your mother, Christina. Here we go. How much did he take out of your account?
I think it was $650.
And you didn't find out that he took the money out of your account until after he took it out?
No, it bounced in my account.
So you didn't know he had done it?
No.
When you confronted him about it, what did he say, Christina?
He told me about it.
Well, what did he tell you?
That he bounced checks in my account.
No, what did he tell you? Come on. You just say to him, where'd you get the money from? Where did you get the checks from? What did you use the money for? Those were the intelligent questions, Christina. And what did he tell you?
He told me what he used it for and why he needed
what?
it. Drugs.
What kind of drugs?
Oxycontin.
And after you found out that the checks bounced, did he take any other money out of your account?
No, Your Honor.
Is that right, sir?
Yep.
I just changed my mind. Because, Mr. Coons, in your answer you say that Christina here knew all about it, that she was aware of it. She says she wasn't. You know that?
She put the checks in her account, so that would... she knew about the checks going in her account, but not them bouncing.
Not that there were no funds.
Yeah, exactly.
But you knew.
Yep, I knew.
But you didn't tell her.
Yep.
Well, then you misled me, sir. You misled me in your answer. Your answer suggested that she was a co-conspirator. All right. So let's understand, Christina, who he is. He stole from your mother.
Mm.
He stole from you. He's a 19-year-old drug addict. He says you don't use drugs. Is that true?
Yes, it is.
Why in the world would an attractive girl like you want to hook up with him?
Because I love him.
The uniform groans out here, Christina. The uniform groans out here, Christina.
Hmm. Your Honor, he's cleaned up also.
What are you doing now, Mr. Coons?
My uncle owns a trucking company. I'm trying to get my Class A license to drive for him.
That doesn't tell me what you're doing now.
Moving. He owns a moving company.
That doesn't tell me what you're doing now.
I'm cleaning my act up. Making money.
So you want to be a mover?
Yeah, a driver.
What are you doing, Christina?
I work at Express and I'm a cosmetologist.
Is that what you want to do?
Hair? Yes, I do.
You living home?
Yes, I do.
Remember to take those pills every morning. Every morning. Maybe you'll wake up in time. Mr. Coons, did you go into a residential drug treatment program?
Yep.
For how long?
10 days.
That's a crash course, sir. That's a crash course. Did the program recommend that you go into residential treatment for a period of 18 months or whatever and stick with it?
Yeah, that's what they recommended, but...
And you decided that you didn't need that. Is that right?
That's right.
And you decided that you didn't need that despite the fact that you had stolen from Miss Hoffman, you stole from your girlfriend, you have half a dozen unresolved driving infractions, you had an accident with her car. All of those things don't suggest to you that maybe the professionals that told you a 10-day crash course doesn't make it. When you are so addicted to drugs, maybe instead of fooling around, you should go into a residential drug treatment program. But you knew better than the professionals, is that right?
Yeah.
Good girl, Christina. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $2,941. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
The bank called me and said this doesn't look like your signature, so I, of course, called him up and said, hey, what's going on?
She couldn't believe it. And then I was like, you know, I had to admit it right there.
I was saying, you know what, I think something's wrong. I think he's on drugs, and we started drug testing him, and he actually admitted to it.
I want to get married and have kids and do everything, you know, stay clean, do the right thing.
Yes, I see us been together for a very long time.
I would really hope that he would clean up, but I've told her that, you know what, once they start being like this, they're never going to change.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of McLean versus Clark. Step forward, please.
Meat cutter Michael McLean is suing the mother of his son, nurse Lachelle Clark, for the return of child support. Michael says money was taken from his paycheck while their son was living with him.
Mr. McLean, you and the defendant have a son together.
Yes, I do, ma'am.
And it is your claim that your son was living with you for a period of time at his mother's request.
Yes, ma'am.
And during that time, they were taking child support out of your check.
Yes.
And Miss Clark knew that the child was living with you, and she was the only one that could stop this child support
Yes, ma'am.
payment. She did not, and you want her to pay you back the money that you sent, or that
Yes,
was
ma'am.
taken out of your check, for your son while he was living with you.
Yes, I wanted her to stop it immediately.
And Miss Clark says, well, it was only temporary, and she was providing some things for him also.
Yes.
Right? Okay. How old is this child?
He's 11.
And why did he go and live with his father, Miss Clark?
He went to live with his father because at the present time, my landlord went up on my rent $300 because I had lost.
You were having a problem with housing.
Excuse me?
You were having a problem with housing?
Yes.
All right, that's the bottom line.
Michael McLean says the mother of his son, Lachelle Clark, accepted child support payments after their son started living with him.
So when did you call Mr. McLean and ask if he could take your son?
Around the 1st of January when I first started having my housing problem.
And when did he actually go to live with his father?
The 28th of January.
Is he still there?
Yes.
And how much is the child support order, Mr. McLean?
I want to say $272
a month.
What do you do for a living, Mr. McLean?
I'm a meat cutter, meat manager.
How many children do you have?
I got 3.
Do any of them live with you? You have to think
no.
about that? None of them live with you?
No.
Do you pay child support for any other children?
Yes, I do.
And what do you do for a living, Miss Clark?
I'm a nurse.
How many children do you have?
2.
Well, I know one is living with Mr. McLean. Where is the other child?
The other one is with his father also.
How much child support do you pay for your other child?
None.
Why not?
What do you mean? Because me and him have an understanding. This thing right here, I can't have
just listen to me. Listen to me very carefully, Miss Clark.
I do for my other son, as well as I do for Michael while he's staying with his father here.
Well, listen to me. Don't talk to me with attitude. There's only one attitude here, and that's mine.
I will.
Listen to me very carefully, madam. There's only one attitude here. And Officer Byrd will tell you that that attitude is mine. So let me give you a primer course in parenting. When two people have a child, it is the responsibility of both parents to support them. So that if while your son is living with his father and you buy him things, clothes,
anything else he needs.
Just a second. Clothes, doctor's visits, extra school activities, sneakers, right? That's what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
You're also supposed to be responsible for your child's portion of his rent, gas, electric, food, telephone. That's what his father is taking care of. He's not supposed to be sending you money so that you can spend his money on clothes for your child. That's money that you're supposed to be paying out of the money you make from being a nurse. So when your son went to live with his father, the child support should have terminated. The truth of the matter is, while your son is living with his father, you should be paying his father child support. And if you're not paying child support to the father of your other child, when your other child's living there, you're doing the wrong thing too. So let's figure this out. There are 4.3 weeks in a month times 4. Oh, got to turn it on first. 4.3 times 4. No, that's wrong.
Can I have it?
Yeah, you figure
His
it out.
child support was stopped in April.
What?
His support was stopped in April. We went to
So
court
just
about
a
this
second.
matter.
It was stopped in April.
8th, 408.
April 8th, so we just need 2 months. So it's 272 times 2. $544.
That's right.
Where do you get $1,136 from?
I must have underestimated the cost of it, but I also wanted to where I had to go file for court.
I'm sure she had to go. I'm sure she had to go.
No,
you
Don't speak to each other. You want to speak to each other? You do that outside. Here, you only speak to me. Okay. So let's say you had him for an additional 3 weeks. It's approximately $150. That would be $694 that you paid for support while he was living with you.
Yes.
Is she paying child support now? Did she pay you any child support in April or May?
No, she haven't.
Got away with murder. What you should have done is when you went in to have the child support stopped, you should have sued her for child support. Put your hand down. As long as the child is living with you, you have the right to sue for child support against the non-custodial parent. Tap your fingers. You may not like the message, but don't kill the messenger. That's the law. Just like when your child is living with you, you sue the non-custodial parent. Just because he's the father doesn't mean you get a free ride. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $694. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah, this is case number 80 on the calendar in the matter of Lopez versus Malden. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat.
Ms. Lopez, it is your claim that the defendant, who is the mother of a former roommate of yours,
Yes.
stole your dog and her puppies, and you want to be compensated to the tune of $1,900.
Yes.
The defendant says that you neglected this dog, that she spent over $1,000 in vet bills putting the dog in a reasonable condition, and that she ultimately sold the puppies. We'll find out what you did with the dog. I understand that this was not the first time your dog had puppies, according to your complaint. Is that right?
That's correct.
What kind of a dog was it?
It was a Chipu, half Chihuahua, half Poodle.
Where did you get the dog from?
It was a Christmas gift to my daughter from her father for Christmas of 2002.
How many litters have you had with this dog?
This is the second one.
Who did you breed her with?
It was actually a situation where there was a dog, a poodle, that lived around my area. And I had a doggy door, and the dog was able to squeeze through my gate. And while I was at work, she got pregnant while I was at work.
So what you're telling me is you don't know really who the father was?
No, I do. I know the dog. I know the dog.
So it was an accident?
Yes.
Why didn't you have the dog spayed?
Because I figured that I had it fixed. I had intentions of doing it, but it happened too quickly.
Well, that doesn't happen too quickly, madam. You got the dog as a puppy in December of 2002.
Well,
Within 6 months, you had the dog spayed. And if you didn't have the dog spayed, then you know that you run the risk of the dog having puppies.
Well, I had intentions of maybe breeding her, but I wasn't expecting it to happen the way it did.
In August of 2004, she had her first litter?
Yes, that's correct.
And is that the first time that Miss Malden helped you?
Yes, that is correct.
And tell me about that.
Well, I was at work, and I had another roommate at the time. And when she let me know that our dog, Zoe, was going to have puppies, and that she didn't know what to do, so she contacted Christy to help her out.
Well, you told me she called you at
Well,
work.
she called me, right, to tell me, and
She called you at work, and what did you do, Miss Lopez?
I was going to come home, and she's like, and then I was going to come home. She said that she knows Heather. Heather's mom is good with dogs, so she's going to call Heather's mother and see if she would help her out. So she...
Why didn't you go home?
Because I was working, and I couldn't... I was... because I had... My roommate told me that she was able to handle it, so I didn't go home.
How many puppies were delivered in August 2004?
There were 4.
All born alive?
Yes, all of them.
All of them survive?
Yes.
Did you sell all 4?
I sold 2.
What happened to the other 2?
The other 2 is a sad story.
Well, let me hear. I'm interested in sad stories. 4 were born alive. You sold 2. What happened to the other 2?
Okay, well, my...
Let's get the story, please. Are the other 2 alive or dead?
No, they died.
When did they die?
They died about 2 months after they were, or a month and a half after they were born.
Were they in your custody when they died?
They were.
Had they been taken to a vet up until that time? The answer is yes or no.
No.
Okay. So now you have puppies that are 6 weeks old that you didn't know how to deliver. 2 of them died after they reached a month and a half old. So that was clearly your fault.
No. It wasn't...
What did they die from?
Well, okay, again, I had to go to work, and it was hot. It was in the summer. So my air conditioner broke, and my dog, it was... How to explain this? Okay. It was really hot. My dog was... Okay. I ended up putting... Okay, I had a doghouse outside on my patio, and I put my dog and the puppies outside at night because my air conditioner broke at night, and it was extremely hot. It was so extremely hot. Well, it was cooler night, so I put them outside, and again, my roommate and I agreed, that I would, that they would go outside. I'd go to work in the morning. She would go and take them and bring them back in the house. Well, I went to work, and she ended up sleeping in, and I guess two of the puppies crawled out of their doghouse, and they died.
So again, it was somebody else's fault?
No, it was not somebody else's fault. It was my fault.
Good. Okay, now you should have understood, Miss Lopez, that breeding dogs was not for you.
I wasn't breeding them. It was an accident. It wasn't something...
An accident happens once.
Okay.
Then you take the dog to have the dog spayed.
Right.
You did not.
No, I did not.
So the dog got pregnant again. Do you want to tell me how that happened?
It was by the same dog. And it was the same way.
Same dog, same way. And you did the same thing. You called the defendant.
I called her this time, yes.
I said you called the defendant.
Yes.
I read your complaint, and you called her and said what?
And I told her, my roommate trusted that you helped deliver Zoe's first litter, and I was like, I need to go to work again. And I asked her if I could bring Zoe over so that she could assist in making sure that she was okay, because I realized that her water broke. And so she, I asked her and she agreed. So I went over there and I dropped Zoe off, and I told her that I would come back and, check up on the puppies.
Well, when did you come back?
I went to work, and then I came back the following day.
When did she have the puppies?
She had them that day.
What was the date?
It was January. It was about January 30th.
Is that the date?
Or so. It was
What's the date? She brought them to my house on the 20th. She delivered the puppies the 21st in the evening.
She delivered the puppies on the 21st?
Yes, ma'am.
When did she come back?
Sunday.
Which is what date?
Well, that would be the 23rd.
3 days after she brought the dog to your house?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Miss Lopez, between August of 2004, when your dog had the first litter,
right,
and January of 2005, how many vet visits did your dog have?
She had 2 vet visits.
You have the forms?
I don't have those.
What were the visits for?
It was just a checkup. That's it. Getting her shots, and that was it.
What's the name of the vet?
The vet, I don't have that information.
How many dogs do you have?
I only have 1 dog.
Well, if you only have 1 dog, then it's not a problem with remembering the name of the vet. You remembered what happened in August of 2004 pretty much verbatim.
Right.
So just the name of the doctor.
I don't have that information. I'm sorry.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You certainly don't have any room up here to take care of yourself, a 5-year-old, a dog, and 8 puppies because you couldn't figure out that that doggy door was going to be open and closed and open and closed and open and closed. So you got to think about that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Veronica Lopez says her former roommate's mother, Christy Malden, stole her dog Zoe and Zoe's litter of puppies. Christy says Veronica has no right to be a pet owner.
Okay, Ms. Malden, the plaintiff brought the dog to your house on the 20th of January.
Yes.
You delivered how many puppies?
4.
Were you aware of the fact that the plaintiff was responsible for the death of 2 of the puppies that you had delivered the previous summer?
Yes, ma'am. I was very upset when I found that out.
After you delivered the 4 puppies, and they were all born alive?
Yes, ma'am.
Did they all survive?
Yes.
What happened with Zoe?
When Veronica called me on the 20th, she asked me if I could watch the dog. And I said, yes, I'm homesick today, so that'd be fine. I'll watch her for you. And she brought her over, and she said, I think her water broke. And so I watched her, and the dog, her water didn't break, but she kept throwing up. So that happened throughout the whole day on Thursday. Friday, she was pretty much the same, but she delivered the puppies, started around 5:30 on the 21st in the evening. And she had a hard time with those, so I had to assist her in those, pulling the puppies out because she's so small and so weak.
Somebody have a picture of this dog?
Yes.
I'd like to see it.
Here's one of the babies, too. That was when the puppies were 3 weeks old.
Okay. When did Zoe have to go to the vet?
Well, Sunday, Zoe started having diarrhea in the evening. By Monday, she was throwing up. I had put her in my bathroom with the babies and came back at lunch to check on them, and she was laying in both feces and nursing the puppies at the same time. Well, I then called Veronica and let her know, the situation, told her they needed to be taken to the vet. And she
You
said,
remember that phone call?
Yes, I do.
Did you rush home to take her to the vet?
I told her that I was going to come by and pick up the dog.
Did you?
I did not. No, I did not, because she didn't explain to me or go into detail on what exactly was happening.
I mean, is there something thick? She's had your dog the 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. She had the dog when the dog delivered the puppies, when the dog was vomiting, which she told you about. She had the dog when the dog had the puppies. Now she's calling you and saying, there's a problem. The dog has to go to the vet.
Right. See, I went to her house. It was 2 days after Zoe, or a day after Zoe had the puppies. I went over to her house to go visit my dog and the puppies.
I'm talking to you about the day she called you and said the dog is sick.
Right. But there's more that goes to that. And
how old's your daughter?
She is 5 years old.
Have you ever gotten a call from school and what's your daughter's name?
Alexis.
Alexis. Alexis is sick. You have to come and get her.
Yes.
And do you go after work?
And yes, I do.
You go after work. You say, you just hold her there. I'll be there when I can get there.
Yes, I do. I get off. No, I apologize. No, I don't tell her to hold on there. I get out of work and I go get my daughter. I apologize. I was missing.
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
Yes.
That's what this lady said. She said this dog is very ill and has to go to the vet.
I understand that.
What do you understand, Miss Lopez? What you have to understand at your age is you got enough on your plate without a dog. Yeah. You got enough on your plate taking care of yourself. Now you got enough on your plate taking care of yourself and a 5-year-old. You certainly don't have any room up here to take care of yourself, a 5-year-old, a dog, and 8 puppies, because you had 4, 2 you lost, and 2 more you had, because you couldn't figure out that that doggy door was going to be open and closed and open and closed and open and closed. So you got to think about that. You didn't use your brains to think about spaying the dog when you were supposed to. The dog got pregnant, had puppies. Because of your neglect, 2 died. So it would seem to me somebody in their right mind would say, listen, I better have this dog spayed now or move to a house that didn't have a doggy door. Not you. You kept the dog. You kept the doggy door. And what do you know? Neighbor's dog comes in again, and once again your dog is pregnant. And you are running to work. So you call somebody else to clean up after you.
Well, I was working, and she called me and she told me she had already taken her to the vet.
No,
So
no.
This is after the conversation.
No. You said I'll be there.
Right.
Did you leave work?
No, I did not leave work.
What time do you get off from work?
Sometime in the afternoon, late afternoon.
Your Honor.
So you had no intention of going over there?
No, I did.
Did you go and say, I have to leave work?
Veronica Lopez claims her former roommate's mother, Christy Malden, stole her dog Zoe and gave away Zoe's litter of puppies.
What was the vet bill for Zoe?
It was $1,900.
Can I see what they had to do with the dog,
$1,009.88. Those are the doctor's notes.
They had to give your dog an IV catheter replacement, fluid therapy, fluid additives, plasma transfusion.
She had to have a
Dog
blood
was
transfusion.
hospitalized, spayed.
The dog was severely malnutritioned.
A dog that is malnutrition doesn't have 4 healthy puppies. My dog was well loved.
Two men may concern. Zoe is a 2-year-old female terrier. She had given birth 2 days prior. She had been vomiting throughout the day and was in a moribund state. She had a fever, a life-threatening low blood calcium, and had lost 1/2 of her red blood cells. Saving her life required 4 days of hospitalization, a blood transfusion, a plasma transfusion, and abdominal surgery to remove her uterus that was continuing to bleed postpartum.
And I'm not denying any of that information. I know that my dog needed help. But the thing is okay, the first day I went to Miss Malden's house to go look at my dog and the puppies, I saw that they were in good care. I did. I saw that they were in great care. And I mentioned to Heather, for your mom doing, this good deed and whatever, I want to offer her one of the puppies. The first thing that she mentioned was that my mom doesn't want one of the puppies, she wants Zoe.
Well, because Zoe was the neglected one. Miss Lopez, listen to me very carefully, madam.
Yes.
Did you pay her the $1,000 that you spent at the vet?
No, because I didn't have $1,000, and that was.
Well, you didn't have $1,000. Where did she get $1,000 from?
She didn't, and that's not. I told her okay. After she mentioned that, the next day, the following day, after I had the conversation with Miss Malden at work, she told me she was going to take her to the vet, and I told her that I was going to go ahead and take care of it. I was going to take Zoe to the vet myself.
A vet whose name you can't remember. Did you give her back the $1,000? She paid the bill. The answer is
no.
No. Good. Where are the puppies?
I sold them after they turned 6 weeks old.
Okay. How much did you get for the puppies?
I got $300 for 2 of them, $200 for 2 of them, and then I sold Zoe for $300.
Who did you sell Zoe to?
I don't know who they were. I did screen the homes, though.
I don't know if I believe that, Miss Malden.
I don't, really. I don't.
I read the complaint. I read your answer. And I am, quite frankly, sympathetic with your position. But legally, you had no right to sell her dog. You understand that?
Yes.
She has no right to have a dog.
This is correct.
She doesn't know how to take care of them.
Right.
She's neglectful. She has a very full plate. And she has no right to act irresponsibly.
Right.
She caused the death of 2 puppies. She almost caused the death of Zoe because of her neglect, and she was perfectly happy to have somebody else pick up the slack for her. She is not a person who is responsible enough to have a pet.
Right.
But that doesn't give you the legal right to dispose of her dog. So the only thing that I have to come up with is, what are Miss Lopez's damages? Because for every lawsuit, there has to be damage.
Yes, ma'am.
I've already decided that legally you had absolutely no right to dispose of her dog.
Well, Your Honor.
Don't say anything to me.
Can I just.
Miss Lopez, listen to me very carefully. I've just told you that the defendant had absolutely no right to legally
But
to
she was
sell
already
your dog.
trying to convince me to give up my dog.
Absolutely. Because you have no right to have a dog.
No.
Listen, I just told you, there isn't enough up here to take care of yourself. You have yourself and you have a 5-year-old daughter. You have no right adding to your plate a helpless animal that requires somebody else to do a little thinking for it, like spaying it so it doesn't become pregnant twice in 1 year, not taking puppies in out of the sun when it's 90 degrees outside, needs somebody else to think about taking care of them. You don't have that kind of time. I give you credit for working 2 jobs. I give you credit for being a single mom and taking care of a 5-year-old and working to take care of yourself. You have no right to have a dog. You don't have time. You don't have time to make that commitment. And the only thing is I have to figure out what your damages were. She took over your dog. She had, on a dollar profit, she had $300 that she made in addition to what she spent on your dogs at the vet. But she also took care of your dog and your puppies for 8 weeks, where you did zippo. No, I'm speaking zippo. Nothing. And as far as I'm concerned, her time in taking care of your pets have to be worth something. If your puppies were with you and you had to tube feed them for 2 weeks, you would have had to take off from work to do that. Otherwise, you would have neglected them and turned them over to your roommate who let 2 of them fry out in the sun, which would have been an unsatisfactory resolution. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I believe I was in the wrong for selling Zoe.
My dog was well cared for.
When I
Now, this is case number 91 on the calendar in the matter of Hunting versus Rodriguez. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Miss Hunting, according to what I read, there was a poker game that was going on in your home?
Correct.
And the defendant was one of the participants in the game. There was some sort of a disagreement as to who had the winning hand. Defendant lost, and you claim that in a tiff, when he left, he damaged your car. He says he didn't do it. How do you know him?
He is just a friend of a friend, and he was invited to my house by our mutual friend.
Do you have a regular poker game that goes on in your house?
No, it was just for fun.
How many people were there?
6.
Men or women?
There were 2 women and 4 men.
How many of the men did you know?
3 of them.
He was the only one you didn't know?
Correct.
What about the other woman?
She's my witness, Tristan.
So tell me what happened.
Well, it was August 27th, 2004, and we just had a gathering at my house of friends, and he came with our friend Robert, and I had no reservations about it. I was okay with that. And I think he had been drinking before he came over, but I still wasn't really concerned. He decided to participate in our game, and it had gone on for a good couple hours with no problems. We were all just hanging out having fun, no problems at all. And then when he had thought he won a hand and there was some questions about it, he kind of got defensive and aggressive when we tried to tell him otherwise. And he got angry at us, and he started calling names and pushing people and getting up and getting violent.
So what happened next?
Well, we tried to break it up. He tried to fight my boyfriend. He was calling names. He picked up a bike and actually threw it across the deck and bruised my friend's arm. I have a picture.
Did you do that?
No, ma'am.
Why would she make up such a story?
I don't know. I can't
Did
really
you lose a hand in
speculate.
poker?
No, ma'am. I still remember the hand.
Well, was there some sort of a dispute as to whether you won?
Yes, ma'am.
So you won the game,
Yes, ma'am.
and then they told you you lost the game and couldn't take the money.
Actually, her boyfriend had agreed that I won, and then she jumped in the middle, tried to read his card, said, "No, you won, look at your hand." He looked, and then he agreed, tried to take the money. But he already called the wrong hand. He called a hand lower than mine. I started taking the money down. He kept trying to argue with me. She kept jumping in the middle. I admit I did call her, but it wasn't really directed towards her. It was like, I don't want to hear what any have to say when 2 men are playing a game. It's our money, it's our game. No one else is in the game.
The women weren't playing?
No, they already lost.
Sorry.
They already lost all their money, so there's only 3
But the
people
women
left.
had been playing,
Yes, ma'am.
and you did play with the women.
Yes, ma'am.
So it wasn't as if you don't want to play with women, that it wasn't just a man's game.
No, we were all playing. They lost. There were 3 of us left.
And nothing happened with the bicycle.
No, there was a bike in the way, but I was getting pulled out of their house, and I bumped into a bike. I never picked a bike up, threw it, or anything like that.
Okay, then according to you, Miss Hunting, Mr. Rodriguez damaged your car when he left. How did he damage your car?
He damaged 2 vehicles. He was inside, and it took a good 15 minutes to get him calmed down. We were trying to calm him down. He wouldn't calm down, so he was physically removed from my house.
How was he physically removed?
By our friend Robert.
Is that right?
Yeah, he escorted me out of the house.
He pulled you out?
Yes, ma'am.
You didn't want to leave?
No, her boyfriend had tried to start a fight with me, so I stood up. We were going to fight, and he didn't want to fight, and then her mom came in, said we're going to call the police. Told her to call the police, you know. They're trying to rob me of my money.
So you still felt as if you were owed that money
Yes,
in the
ma'am.
pot. So you didn't want to leave without your money.
No, ma'am.
So you were pulled out by Robert.
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened when you were pulled out, Mr. Rodriguez?
Well, he pulled me out, but right before the door closed, I said, look, you know, I'll leave, but I want my money, at least the money I put into the pot in the beginning. They went and got my money. He gave it to me. He walked to his car and got in and left.
Who walked to the car?
Me and Robert.
Robert was the one who had brought you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was a friend of yours?
Yes, ma'am.
Is he still a friend of yours?
Yeah.
You see him?
Yeah. He lives on the same street, so yeah, we see
Good.
each other.
And you claim that he damaged cars when he left. You have any witness? Did you see him do that?
I actually have Robert here as a witness.
Really? Bring him in. And Robert is your friend.
Yes, ma'am.
So Robert wouldn't lie for her.
I can't speak on that. He's intimate with her friends, so a lot of people do a lot of things when they're with somebody.
I don't think that's important.
Swear the witness, please.
Raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear to tell the truth in these matters?
Yes, I do.
State your name for the record, please.
Robert Silva.
Mr. Silva, Mr. Rodriguez says that you're a friend of his. Is that right?
That's correct.
How long have you known him?
About 15, 16 years.
You invited him to a party on the 27th of August at Miss Hunting's home. Is that right?
Yes.
You were playing poker?
Yes.
And there was some sort of a dispute over a winning hand. We're getting past that. Did you see an incident involving Mr. Rodriguez and a bicycle?
No.
Didn't see him pick up or toss a bicycle?
No.
Did you remove him from the house?
We walked out together.
You didn't pull him out of the house?
Pull, no. I was just, he wasn't done talking, and I think we were done talking, so I said it was time to go.
Now, when he left the house, can you describe what happened, sir?
I told him to leave, and I went to go close the door.
Look at me when you're talking.
And on the way out, I seen him kick Amber's car on the way out.
How many cars did you see him kick?
I only seen him kick Amber's car.
Did you say anything to him when you finally caught up to him?
No.
You didn't say, why did you kick Amber's car?
It's too late. It doesn't matter why. I couldn't stop it.
Oh, no. That's their witness. They say
That's their witness, sir,
they
but it's
say
your
I
friend
kicked-
for 17 years.
Oh, yes, ma'am. But it just seems fugazi to me because...
What?
It seems a little funny to me because they said I threw a bicycle. He didn't see it.
No,
They
he
say
didn't see
I kicked
that.
2 cars, and he only seen me kick 1. Oh, no. The story seems wrong.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Just want to make sure that you think I'm fair. Not that it's really important to me what you think, but I want you to start doing a little thinking.
And later today,
Were you annoyed that she went back to her husband?
No, Your Honor.
Well, then if you weren't annoyed, why don't you do the right thing?
Yes, you say lack of communication.
Lack of character is more like it.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amber Hunting says acquaintance Daniel Rodriguez vandalized 2 of her cars after an argument over a poker game. Amber has produced a surprise eyewitness.
Did you call the police immediately?
As soon as I saw the damage to the vehicles, I went inside.
Was
and
that
called
the same
police.
day, the 27th of August?
Yes.
Can I see the police report, please? How old are you, Miss Hunting?
21.
You live at home with your folks?
With my mother.
And this is your mom?
Yes.
Who, if I called her as a witness, would testify about a lot of bad language that she heard, and she said she was going to call the police, correct?
Correct.
You have photographs of the vehicles?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see them, please. Well, the detective who responded saw the following, Mr. Rodriguez. He saw the damage to the cars. The issue is really, was this old damage, new damage? But let me tell you what the police officer wrote. Second vehicle, 1997 Ford Escort, belonged to Amber's mother, Doreen Hunting. I noticed a circular dent near the driver's side door and chipped paint around the dent. I located several pieces of the chipped paint on the ground, directly below the dent on the door. So you know what that suggests to me, Mr. Rodriguez?
New damage?
Very smart. Now, who do you think had a motive to be angry that night?
I did.
And whose dear friend who invited them to this party says it was you who caused the damage?
Mine.
Mr. Rodriguez, if you were sitting in my place, would you think that I caused the damage?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Just want to make sure that you think I'm fair.
But
Not
I'd
that it's
also would
not
think
that it's
that-
really important to me what you think, but I want you to start doing a little thinking. What are the estimates to fix these two dents?
$1,893.
Together?
Yes.
That's a bargain. So not only didn't you win, sir, at poker that night, but your temper is going to cost you $1,893. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think it was drunkenness, and nobody was really listening to each other, and emotions run high when drinking is involved.
There were a bunch of people playing a game of poker who were too drunk to know how to really play.
It wasn't that big of a deal till my vehicles were damaged.
They were talking, wanted to call the police, wanted to fight.
He was my friend's friend. I didn't think it was necessary. I had hoped that he would calm down.
Told him to call the police. I thought it was a good idea.
I just wanted to handle it right and take care of it, but he denied it.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
It's no big deal, I've known him 15 years. It's just one night.
Thank you for showing up and taking care of everything, and I'm glad everything's over with.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Kerr versus Guthrie. Step forward, please.
26-year-old account manager Lisa Kerr is suing her ex-boyfriend, Private Eye Gary Guthrie, for a loan to buy a spy cell phone. Gary says the spy equipment was a gift.
Ms. Kerr, who is this?
This is my witness, my friend Lindsay.
Mr. Guthrie, who is this?
This is my brother Adam in witness.
This is the situation as I understand it. You and Mr. Guthrie dated briefly. Was it a time he was separated from your husband?
Yes, ma'am.
And for some strange reason, according to you, Mr. Guthrie, who needed some spy equipment, that's your business, you're in security, surveillance, and you agreed to put it on your credit card, this piece of equipment that he saw that he liked. And you did. According to you, he said he was going to pay for it. The piece of equipment came, you and Mr. Guthrie no longer an item. Mr. Guthrie says that the spy equipment doesn't work.
Correct.
So he's not paying for it, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If it worked, were you going to pay for it?
Well,
Well is not an answer, Mr. Guthrie.
Well, I
If it
assumed it
worked,
was
listen to me very carefully, sir. If it worked, were you going to pay for it? Just a second. The questions get harder. What's your first name?
Gary.
Gary? Listen to me, Gary. Try not to play with me, sir, otherwise you're going to look like an idiot. If it worked, were you going to pay for it?
Yes, Your Honor.
That wasn't hard, was it, Gary?
No.
Did you actually think you were going to come here and make a fool out of me?
No.
So it didn't work. And you told the plaintiff it didn't work, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so the company said, send it back to us, and while you're not going to get your money back, you can buy additional merchandise.
Or switch it out for another one that might work if it
Or
came.
switch it out.
Yes, ma'am.
And you understood that, right, Gary?
Yes, Your Honor.
See how mellow Gary is getting now? Gary gets it now. Because in Gary's answer, he thought he was being a wise guy, and he told me first it was a gift from her, that she bought him a gift. And then she changed her mind because she went back to her husband and they got this big bill, and that's why she's probably coming after him. That didn't ring true to me. So that's why I asked Gary if he was intending to pay her back for it if it worked. You understand, Gary? Then you bring along genius with you over here. Because the idea was, according to you, and you agree, that you were told to pack up the old equipment and send it back to the company. And you brought her over the box.
No, I didn't actually bring the box.
How did she get the box?
Through my brother.
He brought her the box.
Yes.
And she paid for sending it back.
That's correct.
Not you. She paid for sending it back. Now, genius, you can stand up.
Lisa Kerr says ex-boyfriend Gary Guthrie owes for a loan to buy a spy phone. Gary claims the phone was broken and he tried to return it.
You got a first name?
Adam.
You didn't pack up the spy equipment, did you, Adam?
I was told
Is not an answer.
I did pack up the equipment,
You did?
but I grabbed the wrong device, apparently.
What does that mean, genius?
When I gave it to Lisa and she'd shipped it off, they could tell her it was the wrong device. But I did not know because my brother was out of town. It was a phone call that told me to pack up the device.
What did you tell your brother to do?
I told him to grab my cell phone and back it up to get to her.
Your cell phone? Well, that's not a spy piece of equipment that costs $3,400.
Well, if you've seen my other cell phones, you'd understand that I have a lot of cell phones, and all my cell phones are pretty high-tech.
I somehow think, Adam, that this was a little scammy-whammy that was going on here, kids. You sent back the wrong thing. Did you send back the wrong thing?
Yes, by accident.
Ultimately, you found the device and it had not been sent back, right?
Correct.
When you found the device that had not been sent back, what was the first thing you did?
Well, I told her I obviously must.
So the first thing you did was call her.
I tried to attempt to. I wasn't able to get in touch with her.
So you did call her.
Yes, once I found out it was the wrong device.
Well, then I want to know, what date did you find out it was the wrong device?
Mid-December, somewhere in the middle of December.
And when did you find out that they didn't receive the device?
It was right around December the 18th or 20th.
And when did Mr. Guthrie call you?
I actually never spoke with him about that until I had left to go on Christmas vacation, and I ended up breaking my leg. So I was out of commission for a few months, and I finally got a hold of him again in March.
So between December, when he found out that he did not give you the right piece of equipment, and March, are you telling me he never called you?
Not that I spoke with him, and not a message that I got from him, no.
So he never called?
No, ma'am.
As far as you know, he never called?
Right.
What did you do with the piece of equipment, Gary?
Well, come mid-April, we were fishing, and I was trying to get the device to work, which is the whole issue, how it didn't work. And out of frustration, it actually ended up in the lake.
So, Gary, who do you think ought to pay for this piece of equipment?
Well, my assumption, seeing that she didn't call me back for that period of time.
Didn't call you back. Did you send her a letter?
I didn't send a certified letter, Your Honor, no.
Did you send her back the piece of equipment and say, I'm sorry, my idiot brother made a mistake? The answer is no. The answer is you took the piece of equipment and you threw it in the lake. It's according to you. I don't know whether I believe you or not, but that's according to you. When did you throw it in the lake, Gary?
Let's see, April, mid-April.
So you could have done a lot of things. The first thing that you could have done was try her once on the phone, if I believe that. You couldn't get her in. So you packed the piece of equipment up and say, I'm sorry, this was a big mistake. That's in December. I'm going to bear the burden of sending it back to the company. I don't want you to send it back for another $70 because my brother doesn't know whether he's a foot or horseback, right? You chose not to do that, Gary. Were you annoyed that she went back to her husband? Huh?
No, Your Honor.
Well, then if you weren't annoyed that she went back to her husband, why don't you do the right thing?
Yes, you say lack of communication.
Lack of character is more like it. How much was it?
The original purchase was $3,035. The other items that he chose to replace it came to an additional $223. They wouldn't send me a return authorization.
Just a second, you mean you bought other stuff, Gary? Gary! Did you buy other stuff? You bought another $223 worth of stuff?
I was trying to exchange, yes.
You were trying to exchange it for the wrong piece of equipment that your brother sent back.
Something that actually worked.
Just a second. You bought some other stuff despite the fact that your brother sent back a bad cell phone instead of this piece of spy equipment.
I wasn't aware that he'd done that, Your Honor.
Well, did you send back the other stuff that you purchased for $223?
I never received it.
We never received it because we had to give them the list of the items that we wanted in replace of it. After we gave them that list, they gave us the return authorization. Once they received the phone, they were going to send the items. Well, they never received the phone.
So they never sent the items. Why? Then you shouldn't be charged for them.
But I have the email where it says we have to charge your card prior to even giving you the return authorization.
Then you have to call them and say you never sent those items. Do you understand? I'm not charging you for those. That you take up with the company. They never sent you the merchandise. They can't charge you.
I have done that. It's a company in Thailand. It's really the only way I can communicate with them is through email.
Well, then I would suggest that you be smarter next time and not deal with a company in Thailand and not deal with Gary.
Understood.
And his brother. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,035. That's all.
Parties are excused. This is case number 267 on the calendar in the matter of Campbell versus Fisher. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Miss Campbell, you live with the defendant, Mrs. Fisher's father.
Correct.
And you've been together for how long?
Approximately 6 years.
And sometime, the early part of this year, you and your boyfriend were going on vacation or holiday. And she was going to stay home and take care of not only the home, but a whole bunch of animals that you have.
Correct.
You were gone for several weeks.
Correct.
She did not do what she was supposed to do. She left the house unattended, left the animals unattended, as a result of which the house was pretty much destroyed. That's what you're suing for.
Correct.
You were subsequently married.
Yes.
This is your husband?
Yes.
You have a cross complaint, and your cross complaint is for some sort of harassment. Okay. When did Mrs. Fisher move in with you?
Approximately 3 years ago.
Is that right?
Yes.
And how old were you when you moved in?
I was about 16.
Where had you lived before?
In Arkansas with my grandfather.
So you moved back and lived with your dad and his girlfriend?
Yes.
And how long did you plan on being away?
4 weeks. Items I sell, and I'm a vendor at craft fairs and craft shows.
Did you have an arrangement with her with regard to caring for the animals when you were away?
Yes, I did.
What did you say to her and what did she say to you?
The conversation was between her and her boyfriend, Michael Fisher, at the time. They agreed to take care of the animals. He agreed to take her to and from work and to and from school because she was still in high school. They assured me that everything would be fine as it had been before.
And you had no concerns?
No.
When did you have an inkling that something wasn't right?
We couldn't reach them for several weeks. I mean, several weeks. Come 5 weeks later, she called us when we were on location at a market and informed us that she had moved out sometime right after we had left to go out of town.
Had you had any indication that she was moving out?
No, Your Honor.
What kind of animals do you have?
I raise hybrid wolves. I have 2 hybrid wolves at this time, 2 cats, and a parrot.
So 5 animals altogether?
Yes, Your Honor.
When did you know that something was wrong with the animals? Did she tell you she was taking care of the animals?
She was pretty evasive to me, and I was very, very, very upset. We then called, myself and her father called John McNeely, who is a close friend of us, our family, to go and check on the animals and on my home. He then went over immediately and informed us that we needed to get home immediately, that the animals were not in good shape at all, and the house was totally trashed.
Did you come right home?
It took us 2 days. We were in the midst of having engine problems with our motorhome. Our motorhome is still in Georgia at this time because we had to drop everything, buy another vehicle, and come straight home. We were home within a day and a half.
What did you find when you got home?
My house was totally trashed, birdseed everywhere. Cat urine and feces had not been picked up or cleaned up all through the home. The backyard was totally trashed from where the animals had tried to get in the home because my dogs have never been outside all night, never. And they had been left outside for long, long periods of time. The inside of the house was, I mean, my furniture was broken. There was a multitude of things missing. My walls were dented and scratched. I couldn't, it was totally unbelievable.
Did you take any photographs?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Can I see them?
Sure. I have at the very end what the house looks like now and also what the house, what the dogs look like now. And I understand that they're not very good pictures. I'm an amateur at that. It was just something I thought I needed to do.
When you came home, was the house locked up?
Yes, it was.
What items did you find missing?
The dressers, there was 3 dressers that were in Leslie's room. They were missing. They were returned, and that was the condition they were turned in the photos. There was $250.
Who returned them?
They did, on police order.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Why did you take the dressers?
They were mine.
But the police told you to return them?
Yes.
What else was missing?
$250 cash out of my safe deposit box, along with her Social Security card, her prescription for her contacts and glasses, her title to her car.
That was all in your safe deposit box?
Yes, Your Honor. Jewelry, clothing, bedding, food.
All right, let's talk about the safety deposit box. You went into the safety deposit box to get your stuff out?
I went and got my stuff when they asked me to get the papers for their motorhome. That's the only time I went into it. Title to my car was in a manila envelope, sort of like this, that was in my room. It was never in their box.
Social Security card?
It was, yes.
Where was that?
It was in their box.
Did you take it?
Yes. Mike was there, and so was John.
Who's Mike?
My husband.
Who's John?
My witness.
Step up, please. John, what's your last name?
McNeely.
Tell me about the circumstances surrounding you going into the safety deposit.
Rose and Leon had called me when their motorhome broke down and asked me to go over and help Leslie and Michael try to find the warranty papers for the engine
you actually went into the safety deposit box with them?
No, I was looking through the papers that Leslie had already pulled out, had them on the counter, seeing what she had, making sure that they were the right papers, and going through, getting phone numbers and stuff to call Rose and Leon with to give them for the warranty for the motor.
Were you still living in the house at the time that you went through the safety deposit box?
Yes, I was.
When did you leave?
I completely moved out the day, what was it, the day before they came home? Because
But
we had
you weren't
3
staying
cats.
in the house.
We had 3 cats, and when I finally completely moved all my stuff out, I took
Mrs.
my
Fisher,
cat and bought stuff.
we're not going to play games with each other. I'm not talking about completely moving out. When did you cease living there on a full-time basis?
What day was that?
Don't ask him. How much after they left
think
did
it
you
was probably
start
a week.
living with your now husband?
I think it was probably a week.
And you had some stuff that you left there, so you would go back periodically.
No, I would take care of the animals too.
Periodically?
No, every day.
Okay. Well, the devastation that I saw, for instance, around the parrot's cage, let's talk about that, and the kitty litter boxes, that's more than a day's worth of cleanup.
What do you... To clean the litter boxes, you did that once a week. She told me you have to do it once a week. Clean 2 litter boxes. It was in my room.
He wasn't living there in the house with
No,
you?
Your Honor.
Okay, so
no.
your arrangement
He was not
with
allowed
him.
to be in the home, and only at certain times, because I was trying to keep Leslie from doing something that she might be sorry for. He's 30 years old, Your Honor.
He's 29.
She was 18 at the time, Your Honor. I feel that this is just a stab in my back. I brought a child up, tried to give her a good home. I
Then
did
why did you
everything
treat me
for
so
you,
bad?
Leslie.
Listen. We don't do that here.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
If I knew all this was going to happen, I would have stayed.
Stayed where?
Arkansas.
Well, if you stayed in Arkansas, you wouldn't have met your husband.
That's better than all the hell they put me through.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Rose Campbell says Leslie Fisher was left to watch her home while she was on vacation. Rose says Leslie abandoned her home and her animals. Leslie and her husband are countersuing for harassment and defamation of character.
Miss Fisher, can you tell me why you chose to wait until after they left?
Because I know they'd put me...
To move out. Why?
Because I know they'd do this to me. They wouldn't let me move out because I tried to move out more than once.
So it was your plan to move out. Is that right?
Yes, and they knew it.
No, don't tell me that they knew it. They wouldn't have known that you were going to move out.
They didn't know
and
the
leave,
exact.
And leave all their animals unattended. So this was your plan. And this was your plan with your husband?
Yes.
And when did you formulate this plan?
We talked about it for a few weeks.
Before they left?
Yeah.
So you weren't honest with Miss Campbell or your father when you said that you would be living in the house all the time and taking care of the animals.
They didn't ask me to live in the house. It was just sort of like telling me to do everything.
But you had been living in the house
Yeah, I
full
had
time
been.
and taking care of the pets when they went on
Because
this
I
trip.
had to. They didn't ask me. We didn't, write down papers saying that they would pay me or we had an agreement or anything.
Miss Fisher, let me ask you this question. You moved in when you were 16.
Yes.
Were you working?
Not when I was 16, no.
Were you working when you were 17?
Yes.
Full-time or part-time?
Part-time because I had to go to school full-time.
You lived in the house. They paid all the expenses, right? And you had certain chores to do.
Yes.
Does that sound unreasonable to you?
Not then.
Well, then you turned 18. When did you meet him?
I knew him when I first moved up to Ohio.
When you were 16?
Yes.
And how old was he?
He was 26.
Okay. Mr. Fisher, what kind of work do you do, sir?
Body man, I fix cars. Frame.
Is that your own business?
No.
You work for somebody else?
Yes, I do.
You're working on the books, of course.
I should be.
But you're not.
He better be paying me on the books.
Well, you would know, Mr. Fisher, whether you're being paid on the books. Either you get a check that says this is how much they take out for taxes and Social Security, or they don't take out for taxes and Social Security. So you paid on the books or off the books?
The boss told me he was going to be paying me on the books. He should be paying me on the books. If he is or isn't, I don't know. I do not want to take a check from the man because the checks will bounce.
So you paid in cash?
I told him to give me $400 cash and take care of the taxes for it.
Miss Fisher, There's some indication in these papers that you were charged with animal cruelty or animal abandonment. Is that right?
Yes. I've got a misdemeanor for it, yes.
So you were convicted?
Well, it was the easiest way to get out of the court case, yeah.
So you were convicted?
Yes.
And you pled guilty?
No contest. Same as guilty, yes.
So that there really is no issue as to whether you abandoned these animals, because the burden of proof here is much less than in a criminal proceeding. The only issue is one of damages. Now, what were the damages to your animal?
Well over $4,000, Your Honor, but I'm not claiming that because I feel that some of it was done previous to her doing what she did to me. I'm claiming $1,800 to repair the couch, to change the door locks because they did get keys made for my doors, and my doors, cleaning the walls, repairing the walls, the carpeting, the vet bill.
How much was the vet bill?
The vet bill was over $380.
All right, tell me about your counterclaim.
They harassed us. She harassed us on the phone.
Well, tell me about it.
Well, we've got the tape right here if you'd like to listen to it.
Leslie, this is Rosie. I just wanted you to know that if I don't have you face to face and you're not woman enough to come and talk to me about what has gone on, not only am I going to prosecute you, but I'm also going and headed to the school with 2 documents. One to Mr. to inform him that you aren't living in the Menor School District anymore, and you'll have to go to night school to finish. And I think Mikey is going to have some problems also. The only way that we can remedy this, Leslie, one is I don't want you to come back. You are not welcome in my house after you come here once. Just to tell me where my stuff is, why you left it, why you did what you did to these animals. That's all I have to say to you. Not only have you broken my heart, you also have broken all of my trust. Obviously, you have no one now. You have not me, not my family. My daughter's on her way over here to calm me down. You don't have anybody in your family. You have your sister whom you are just like. Only thing is, she was with him a little longer than 3 months. Also, you have nobody. You have nobody now. Well, kid, you got a long and hard road to work. I hope you make it.
Have anything else you want me to listen to?
We have a videotape of our wedding right after. There were still people there from the ceremony, and my dad, and we know John was there, but we're not sure if Rosie was in the van. They came and harassed us.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She's into the vending business. Basically, I consider a carny, and she...
I beg your pardon.
It's my own personal opinion, so please.
Listen, your judgment's so lousy so far, I'm not interested in your opinion.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Rose Campbell says Leslie Fisher owes her for a trashed home and neglecting her animals.
The tape is not harassment, madam.
She almost got me kicked out of school.
Let me tell you what she's saying to you. She's saying you lived in her home, she trusted you, and you violated their trust. It's clear to me that you violated their trust because you snuck around, waited until, with a plot, waited until they left. And then as soon as they left, you moved out. And you may have come back every few days to take care of the animals, to feed them, give them water, do whatever, but that's not what was anticipated. What was anticipated is that you would be living there. There's a difference between living there and going to feed the cat every couple of days. Miss Fisher, you and I know that. And I'm telling you something. That's not harassment on that tape. What that is hurt. Because what she really said was, I'm going to do all these things to you, none of which are illegal. But all I want you to do is come here and explain to me why you did this to me. Why you did it the way you did it. Let me ask you this question, sir.
Huh.
You're older.
Yes.
You're supposed to be more responsible.
Yes.
Why did you encourage Miss Fisher to leave the house without letting them know?
I did not.
You didn't?
No, I told her straight out, point blank,
yes,
it's her choice. If she wants to move out, I ain't going to stop her. I ain't going to talk her into it. I ain't going to talk her out of it. It's her choice.
Just a second. Rose and Leon were going to be away for 2 months.
We were there every single day. We have a picture of her mailbox if you would like to take a look-see at it. She's got a small mailbox. She's into the vending business. Basically, I consider a carny. And she...
I beg your pardon. Miss Campbell, Miss Campbell.
I personally believe...
Miss Campbell, look at me. Please don't talk to him. Don't talk to him.
I'm a nurse, in-home nurse.
It's my own personal opinion, so please.
Well, I'm not interested. You listen, your judgment's so lousy so far. I'm not interested in your opinion. Say no more. Just tell me what happened at the wedding, please, so I can
Leon
finish.
and John showed up for sure.
I'm not interested in anybody else other than Miss Campbell.
Well, they showed up in Rose Campbell's van. I have no idea if Rose was actually in the van or not. It's hard to tell. Van has tinted windows.
So?
I have no idea if she was...
Well, I have no idea either.
I figured birds of a feather flock together. I figured Leon was probably in the van with Rosie and John.
How
all three
disrespectful. Just a second. Miss Campbell, please, I told you, I don't want to say it again. I don't want you to speak to him. Miss Fisher, have you spoken to your father since all of this happened?
No.
And of course you haven't spoken to Miss Campbell.
That's right.
Are you a little sorry it happened?
If I knew all this was going to happen, I would have stayed.
Stayed where?
Arkansas.
Well, if you stayed in Arkansas, you wouldn't have met your husband.
That's better than all the hell they put me through.
Wouldn't have met Mike if you stayed in Arkansas. You may have good reason to cry.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Let's take care of the counterclaim first. The counterclaim is nonsense. And there is absolutely no evidence that she was involved in any harassment at your wedding, other than the fact that your husband thinks that birds of a feather flock together. Maybe he's right. There is no question that since Mrs. Fisher has been found guilty of abuse of animals, so there's no question that she did it. There is also no question that you cannot prove that they actually stole money out of your safety deposit box. But I really believe that since you filed your lawsuit against both,
Yes, Your Honor.
and you indicated to me that both of them were there when you had this conversation,
Correct,
is that
Your
right?
Honor.
Yes.
He had a certain responsibility. He accepted that responsibility. He was also part of the plan, and he was the older member that was part of the plan, that they were certainly not going to fulfill this agreement, at least the way you anticipated it would be fulfilled. In any event,
Found in the matter of Williams versus Torres Punzo. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Williams, you and the defendants used to be neighbors. I gather you've moved from the apartment that you used to have?
Yes.
All right. According to your complaint, the defendants embarked upon a course of conduct which amounted to malicious prosecution by filing a series of police reports against you. And that was in retaliation, according to you, for you calling in a hit-and-run charge against them when they hit someone's car in the parking lot in your complex.
Yes, ma'am.
And the defendants say that everything that they complained about with regard to your conduct was true. The fact that they decided to drop all of the charges and just move has nothing to do with the fact that when they made those police reports, everything that they complained of was accurate. Okay. How long had you been neighbors?
I lived in the building for 7 years.
How long did you live there?
A year.
And when did you see them allegedly hit this other car?
June 22nd was about 12:25 a.m.
Who was driving the car?
Mr. Salvatore Punzo.
Who is that? Me. That's you. And was Mr. Torres the passenger?
I believe so, yes.
What do you mean you believe so?
Well, there was somebody else in the car, and I'm not sure exactly if he was sitting in the front seat or back seat, but he was a passenger in the car.
But Mr. Punzo was driving.
Correct.
What kind of car was he driving?
It's a tracker, looks like a small green Jeep.
And there's no question in your mind that it was the defendant, Mr. Punzo,
Absolutely.
driving. What did you see him do?
I had gotten into my car, I was going to the store, and my car was in the dark in a driveway, so they couldn't have known that I was there.
Don't tell me what they didn't. Just tell me what you saw.
I saw the defendant's car pull up across the driveway where I was parked and bump into another car. Now, after they bumped it, they kind of rolled back a little bit, and then they pushed into the bumper. I'm thinking that they were just creating a parking spot. I don't know what the intent was, but they pushed the car up some 7 or 8 feet.
And then did they leave their car there?
It was left there.
So what did you do?
I was just kind of shocked. I got out of my car and walked over to see if there was damage on the car. Mr. Punzo was walking away from the car, and he turned around and saw me, and he said, "What?" And I said to him, "Are you going to just hit this car and walk away?" And he said, "I didn't hit that car." And I said, "Yes, you did." And he became a little bit irate. He told me to mind my own business. He called me fat and old and stupid looking and turned around and just left. And at that point, I said, "Well, I'm just going to call the police."
Now, what actions do you attribute to the defendants with regard to this malicious prosecution?
There were a number of things that would happen. They would walk by my balcony. I had several instances where my car had damage, things of that
Tell me
nature.
about the prosecution, sir. What did they charge you with?
Harassment. On the 1st of August, they had called the police and said that I had called their home the night before 3 different times and threatened that I was going to get their car. They also called the next day because allegedly their car had been broken into.
And they said that you were responsible for that?
Yes, they did.
You have a copy of those reports?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see them, please.
This is the copy of the incident report with some reductions, naturally, from the police department. As a defendant, I don't have right to see a lot of those things.
Mr. Punzo, whatever happened with the car that you allegedly hit?
Okay, first of all, he had to change the glass because that night it wasn't Joe, the one that was in the car with me. It was my other friend.
Did you hear my question, sir?
What was your question?
Don't be a wise guy with me. It's not going to go here.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
The question was, what happened with the car that you allegedly hit on June 22nd?
Nothing. The police asked me, like, did you hit the car? I said, I just bumped a little bit in the car when I was trying to park.
Whose car was it?
Somebody else's that we don't even know. So we left a note on the windshield, as the police indicate, with our number and our address.
And the police left?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
They left.
And then they left?
Mm-hmm.
And you went back to your house?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And left a note on the car?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Sure you did. Okay. Go ahead.
With that report and a series of photographs, the defendants tried to get a permanent restraining order against me. The judge did not give them a restraining order. However, she did say that if they wanted an anti-harassment order stating that I would not call their house, that she was going to grant me the exact same identical thing, which she did. A copy of both reports. Mine's on the bottom.
What happened next?
6 weeks later, the letter and the summons charging me with harassment that I had to appear in court, that I was facing 1 year in prison. That
Right, okay.
I went through the entire legal system, pre-trials, intakes, attorneys, continuance hearings, and 5 days before the jury trial, my attorney approached the prosecution to give them some idea of the history of this case, and that I was bringing a transcript of that hearing to the jury trial, and the next day they came back and dismissed the case without prejudice. The docket, the city has put on here their reasoning for why they dismissed the case. Sometime between the conversation between my attorney and the city's attorney, and the next day, the witnesses became uncooperative. And in the police report, Mr. Torres claims to have called the police, reported that things were stolen out of his car. Yet in the hearing itself, Mr. Punzo testified that he was the one that called the police and that nothing in his car was taken. His wallet and his passport were in the floorboard of the car, but that his passport was ripped up. I have a photograph of the defendant's passport in the floorboard of their car, and it does not look ripped up.
How did you get that photograph?
He submitted it in court.
Can I see it? Mm-hmm. Got it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He started, like, talking, like insulting. And so I totally exploded of that. And I told him, like, you know what's your problem? You need attention because you're fat and ugly.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. John Williams says former neighbors Joe Torres and his boyfriend Salvatore Punzo filed false charges of harassment against him.
Okay, anything else you want to tell me, Mr. Williams?
I'm done.
Good. Go. Who's speaking?
Well, just want to say that we lived there. We started becoming roommates with friends with his roommate, and that's when it all started. His roommate let us know that he was out of a job, and I don't know if it had something to do with the way he acted towards us and wanted to get in our lives and, make up,
Mr. Torres.
Yes.
Let's not make more of this than what it is, sir.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
You weren't in the car, according to Mr. Punzo.
I was not.
The plaintiff says he saw Mr. Punzo hit another car, which he did. Now, whether he tapped it or hit it and actually moved it doesn't make a difference. He hit another car, and he was walking away without checking the damage, without leaving his name and number, Put your hand down, I'm speaking. So Mr. Williams said, what are you doing? Now, I don't know whether Mr. Punzo opened up a fresh mouth to him. Like, what are you looking at? Which is what he says. Based upon Mr. Punzo's prior statement in court, let him get glasses. It wasn't Mr. Torres, I think is what he said. So he's got a fresh mouth. To the judge, he's got a fresh mouth. In the parking lot, who knows what he might have said. But he certainly didn't say, well, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that I had hit it. Right, Mr. Punzo? And you weren't there. So what I want to know is what it is that you complained of, and why is it that you decided to drop these charges 5 days before the trial?
I did bump the other car. I didn't bump the 8 feet. So then when I got off the car, I went and I looked. There was no damage to that car.
Really? What time was it that you looked at?
That was like right after I parked the car.
What time of the day?
That was at night, like around midnight.
When it was dark?
Yeah, when it was dark.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I went there and I looked at the car and I passed my hand to see if there was any, and there was nothing. And then he said, like, what are you doing? That's a felony. And I said, like, what? There's nothing wrong with the car. And then he said, well, I'm calling the police. And I said, like, well, do what you have to do. And then I went to my apartment. Then the police came in and all that. We filled up the report. And then he started, like, talking, like insulting. So I insulted him back.
Well, what did he say to you?
He started calling me, like, homosexual slangs. And I said, like, how can you dare to call me homosexual slang?
So what did you call him?
I call him back names.
Okay, so now the two of you were calling each other names. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't really care about that part. The part that I care is when he started discriminating me with racial discrimination, like calling me, like, you Mexican, go back to Puerto Rico.
Well, he's getting his geography wrong.
Yeah. And then he said, like, you need to get out of this country because that's the bad thing in this country. I said, first of all, my nationality is not Mexican, not Puerto Rican, and for your information, Puerto Rico is U.S. territory.
So you gave him a good geography lesson.
Exactly. Then the other part that he said that he was hanging in his balcony, I was coming back from the track, and he was talking with his friend on the phone, and he started saying on the phone, like, something, oh, yeah, this, like, Nelly, that is, like, 5-foot Nelly. He was referring to me. And I said, like, what are you talking about? He said, yeah, they think that they can do whatever they want, hit the car and get away with that. But they're going to get evicted. And then I went in front of his balcony because he lives on the first floor. I said, like, what is wrong with you? Can you leave us alone? We went to the police, we did the report, and then he went back again with the Mexican and this and that, and go back to your country and blah, 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 blah. And so I totally exploded of that. And I told him, like, you know what? You know what's your problem? You need attention because you're fat and ugly. And I am sorry that I insulted him like that. But
we're not talking
I
about
got
you
really
insulting
hurt.
him. We're talking about malicious prosecution.
Well, he said that we totally malicious prosecution to him. Like, how do you feel like working from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., going back home and being called, being there all the time? So I told Joe.
So you told Joe and you called the police?
I called the police.
What happened next?
Then after that, my car appeared the next morning, like, the soft top was ripped off, everything. The car's been parked there 6 months before, never happened. It's being parked after all this incident, and nothing happened. I will leave the car even open on the street, and nothing will happen.
Well,
So,
you're one of the few people in the United States of America who leaves their car open and their wallet inside, sir.
And then that day, I went to the car.
What day?
2 days after we have the incident.
You mean in June?
Mm-hmm.
June 24th?
Yeah, there was the day when he was in his balcony. So then after 2 days of that, I assumed that he was the one that did it because...
Maybe it was the owner of the car that you hit in the parking lot.
No.
How do you know?
Because, first of all, we left our number and everything. He could have called us.
No, I don't believe you did, sir.
We didn't.
Then after that, we went back to our apartment and we were watching through the window, and the only person that was around the other car was Mr. Williams.
Mm-hmm. So you think he might have taken the note off?
We don't even know if the note has been taken off or not.
But you also don't know who damaged your car, right?
We do have him threatening us, saying that he would. We're going to feel what it's like.
Oh, really? Tell me about who got that phone call.
I got one of the phone calls.
When was that?
Well, here it's 7:31.
7:31, sir, is 6 weeks later.
This is a different incident. This is a different.
I'm talking about this incident.
That didn't happen at that incident.
Well, he says it happened 2 days later, 2 days after June 22nd.
There was two different incidents. One
Fine.
was a scratch.
Who got the phone call?
I received one of them.
In July.
In 7:31.
Tell me what the phone call said.
You're going to know what it feels like.
Really? And Mr. Williams identified himself?
No, he didn't say, but the ID caller did.
That doesn't help me, sir. You have a copy of that telephone call?
I don't have
that
the copy.
message?
I just have the photograph of the ID.
Did you ever call him and threaten him?
Absolutely not.
No, I don't believe that you did. I don't believe you're a stupid man.
But I can explain exactly what did happen.
Go ahead.
My roommate at the time, Ammon Taylor, was having problems with his car that day. He hadn't called them in some time before, hadn't called them sometimes after, but he called them 3 times on July the 31st from my phone.
Why, sir?
My starter was out, and I needed somebody to help me push start my car so I could go get it fixed.
So you called them?
I did call them. I had known them from before.
Did you make any threatening statements to them?
No, they never answered the phone, and I never left the message on their voicemail.
Okay. My question is, you filed the complaints and you accused him of doing it. And I assume you wanted vindication. Is that right? Vindication.
Your Honor, we wanted him away from us entirely. We wanted to get away from him.
I assume you wanted vindication. So what I don't understand is, after you've gone through the entire process, what made you drop the charges 4 days before the trial?
Okay, actually, I was the one that I told Joe, just let's forget about it.
Why 4 days before the trial?
Because, Your Honor, Salvatore has a lot of stress, okay? And we go to the doctor because he has ulcers in his mouth.
Well, then maybe if you had gone to trial, which would have lasted 1 day, all the stress would have been gone.
But it keeps lasting
I
on
have a
and on.
note from my doctor saying what caused my stress and what caused all my ulcers in my mouth.
Really?
Yeah.
Your doctor was able to say that? I wish I looked. Let me see that. I usually don't look at these notes, but I would like to look at this note to see this genius. This is somebody who should get a Nobel Prize. He can tell you what caused the stress. Let's see. To whom it may concern. Stress. You get the situation from stress, right? Mm-hmm. When was the first time in your life that you suffered from this kind of stress that caused
in
this
July last year.
And so you're telling me this situation is the situation that caused stress in your life?
Part of it. A big part of it.
What was the other part, sir?
Well, being discriminated. That's the big part of it.
I don't believe you.
Well, I believe myself because I felt the discrimination.
I don't believe you, sir. If it's true that the ulcers in your mouth were caused by stress, this wasn't the stress. And when you said part of it, you want to give me what the other part was or not?
Well, the regular life and then plus all this incident have to live 24 hours with this.
I think you're a wise guy, Mr. Punzo. And I think that you created a situation and made complaint against Mr. Williams in retaliation for him creating a problem for you with the police by reporting to the police that you had hit a car in a parking lot and didn't stop. I, A, do not believe that you went over to the car to check the damage. B, I do not believe that you went over to the car and took your hand and rubbed it across the bumper to see if there were any scratches. Don't believe you did that at all. Because I think that if you did that, I don't think that he would have gotten involved. What I think happened is you got out of the car and you just walked away. And I think that it irritated him. And I think that Mr. Williams may have overreacted at certain times and said things that he shouldn't have. I think that he did. And I think that you overreacted and said things that you shouldn't have. I believe that that happened too. I believe that you both said certain things that were hurtful and not neighborly to one another. Is that true, Mr. Williams?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Is that true, sir?
Yes.
Fine. But then you took it a step further. And the step further was that you started to make police reports against him. And the reason that I'm comfortable that you did that in retaliation for him filing a police report against you is that 4 days before the trial you decided to drop the charges after he had already been substantially inconvenienced.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
How much did it cost you, Mr. Williams?
I had no legal fees. My attorney was accounted through Associated Counsel for the accused.
Okay. You're not supposed to abuse the legal system. The legal system is not for childish vendettas. When boys prank against each other, that's their business. When they use the court system and the police department to do that, that's something else. He can call you names, you can call him names, he can talk about where you come from, he can tell you to go back to where you came from. Those are all nasty things. That does not require a call to the police and accusing him of the commission of a crime. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500, Jeff, to be drawn to your favorite charity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Versus Wickman. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats, huh?
Ms. Carter, based upon your complaint, I gather that you've used the defendant's services as a pet groomer before for your other animals. Is that right?
Yes, it is. I have. I loved her service on my dogs.
You claimed that you took a parrot or a cockatoo or a big bird that you had to her, and she cut the bird's nails.
Correct.
And the bird bled to death. That's what your lawsuit is about.
That's right.
What kind of bird was it?
A lesser softened crested cockatoo. Big name.
And how much did you pay for her?
I traded a rose embroidery machine. We bartered an even trade for Misty Blue at $1,500. And I've got the papers and I've got the...
Your Honor, she told me $1,200.
No. Well, you set the price. You and the person that you bartered with set the price.
Right.
Who'd you buy it from?
Deb Wallstatt, my witness.
Step up, please. You're Deb?
Yes.
How long have you raised these birds?
7 years.
If I went into a pet store to buy one of these birds, what would I pay for it? If I called a local bird store?
$1,600 to $1,800.
And you're a good friend?
No, I've only met her once.
When you sold her the bird, did you give her any instructions on taking care of the bird?
Yes.
Grooming, etc., nails?
Yes.
Etc.? You gave her instructions?
Yes, I gave her a booklet.
Okay, have a seat.
Thank you.
I may come back to you again.
Okay.
So you bought the bird in January of 2000.
That's right.
When did you take the bird to the defendant?
I took it in June on a Thursday. I don't know the date.
So in June, after 6 months. About 6 months, you took the bird.
To get her nails trimmed because I have little nieces and nephews, and she's so sweet. She would go to the children, but the children were like 5, so I didn't want her to scratch. So I just wanted her nails trimmed so the children could pick her up. She was just a sweetheart.
Tell me about the conversation when you showed up with the bird.
I asked her if she could trim my bird's fingernail. She said she wasn't really prepared, but sure, we'll do it. Let's do it. She moved the dog off the table, and she put my bird on the table.
And that's how you remember it. She said, I'm not really prepared.
Right. She said, I'm not really prepared. And she had a dog on her table. She put the dog down. She said, let's do your bird. Let's do it.
And what happened when she trimmed the bird's nails?
Big drops of blood. Misty got away from her, fell to the ground, and then she couldn't walk on her nails because she was so hurt. She kind of rolled around.
So the first time she cut one nail, was there any blood?
Gobs. Yes, ma'am.
So
gobs,
why didn't she,
drops.
So after she cut the first nail and there were gobs of blood, why didn't she take the bird and leave?
I did not know that she did anything wrong. You know, I figured she knew what she was doing. It was not an issue to take my bird.
Did you read the book she gave you?
Mm-hmm.
The book say anything about trimming the nails and bleeding?
It was normal. Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
No.
So then she cut the second nail. Was it bleeding?
Mm-hmm.
And then all the bird's nails bled as she cut them?
Yes.
Okay. Then the bird's flailing all over the place. And then what happened?
She did not even have no bird stopper. The ointment to quick or powder to stop the blood. She had a little container with empty, and she kept taking my Misty Blue and she kept rubbing its nail like this, and there was nothing to help my Misty Blue.
And then what happened?
I picked Misty Blue up and I left, and she invited me to a lingerie party. I could just pay her there at the lingerie party that night.
So you took the bird and you put the bird in the car?
Yep.
And
I was going to take Misty Blue home. When I got Misty Blue to my house, Misty Blue was dead. And I went and buried Misty Blue in my backyard.
Did you call
the
defendant?
Yes, I did.
What did you tell her?
I told her Misty Blue died. She told me she was going on a wedding, a marriage.
Yes.
And that was it. She would deal with me 10 days when she got back. She was getting married. She had no time for Misty Blue's death.
Okay, let's hear your version of the events, which is somewhat different from the plaintiff's.
Thank you. Everything so far, I disagree with almost all of it. First of all, it was the beginning of April. It was 2 weeks before my wedding. She didn't come into my shop. She walked to my front door. My place of business is my home. Met her at the front door. I said, I don't do birds. I'm a custom dog groomer. Take it to a vet. The local vets will not do nail cutting. You have to take it to an avian veterinarian. Well, she didn't want to do that. She didn't have money, blah, blah, blah. Please.
Well, what did you say? No, shh.
Okay, I didn't know I couldn't talk.
Don't interrupt.
As a friend, please do me this favor as a friend, as a friend. And I said, as a friend, I will do it. I'm not going to charge you any money.
Ms. Carter,
I will do it as a friend.
Stop sighing. This is not a presidential debate. Go ahead.
She brought the bird down. I did not put the bird on a grooming table. I said, if I'm going to do this, I want you present, not only present, but to be involved in the clipping. And she held the bird in her hands while I clipped the nails. And as I was paring them back slowly, taking piece by piece on the first nail, she stopped me and said, no, 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 I want them shorter than that. Cut them shorter. And I said, Sheila, they're going to bleed. No, 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 it always does that. That's normal. That's no big deal. It does that all the time. So I took it back a little.
Now listen to me, Miss Carter. Do
That's
not
right. That's what you said. I then continued on clipping the nails. I told her, I explained to her that, you know, they're going to bleed. I had plenty of quick stop. I run a full-service grooming salon. I did stop the bleeding immediately. Every nail that was clipped was then, you know, cauterized with the quick stop.
They're not supposed to bleed.
Oh, they do bleed if you cut them back that far.
No, no, I understand. If you cut them back that far, of course, if you cut somebody's nail that far, you get the skin, they bleed.
Right, right.
She was telling you cut them shorter and shorter, and you were cutting them shorter and shorter, and the bird was bleeding.
And I told her, I said, I'm doing this under protest, Sheila. I don't want to cut them that short. And she said, oh, they're really, really long. I don't care if they bleed.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I finished with the nail clipping. The bird was full of blood. She dropped it twice. I had her holding the bird. She dropped it twice on the floor. Then when she was gathering the bird back up, she got blood on the bird, and it was a white bird. So she wanted to bathe it. Well, you don't bathe a bird in a dog tub, but she wanted to do it. Can I please use your tub? I said, well, you can do it yourself, but I'm not going to do it. I don't want to be liable. And she said, that's fine. And she used the tub. She used the tub with my huge, I mean, I have a commercial dog grooming tub with the big sprayer. She sprayed that little tiny bird with this heavy-duty sprayer, got it wet to the skin, which you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to spray them with a mister. I have bird books. I've got stuff, magazines showing that you are supposed to mist a bird down or put them in a bird bath, which is an inch or two of water, and let them spray themselves and then preen. She didn't believe me, whatever. She was just very persistent on the fact that she was going to wash her bird. So she washed her bird. Then I gave her a towel to dry it with. I walked out of the room because I had company, and I heard the kennel dryer turn on.
She's nuts.
Whatever.
This girl's
I
nuts.
told you.
Off the wall.
I told you.
I'll shut up.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She left my house with her windows rolled down about this far.
What did I drive, honey?
You drove
what
a truck,
vehicle?
Miss
A
Carter.
pickup truck.
One more time,
okay,
and you're out of here.
And later today,
all of a sudden, I hear somebody banging on the back of my car and yelling and acting crazy.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sheila Carter says pet groomer Lori Whitman clipped her bird's nails, causing it to bleed to death. Lori says she warned Sheila she had no experience with birds.
Go ahead.
So then I ran in and took the bird out and wrapped it in a towel. And I said, you have to keep this bird wrapped in a towel. It's going to be cold going home, but get it home, put it in a cage, cover the cage so that it reduces the bird's stress. At that point, she said, no, I don't need to do that. And she took the towel off and left it there. I said, Sheila, keep the towel. You can have the towel. I don't care. Just, you know, keep the bird wrapped in a towel because it will get cold. She left my house with her windows rolled down about this far. And for a draft,
what did I drive, honey?
You drove
what
a truck,
vehicle?
Miss Carter,
truck.
one more time,
okay,
and you're out of here. I'm telling you.
I know.
No, no, no. Listen to me. Look at me. One more time, you're dismissed and out of here. Go ahead.
So she left with the windows down, and I turned to my company and I said, that bird's not going to live. She left without a towel wrapped around it. It was cold. It was the 1st of April in Minnesota. And she left with that bird not wrapped up in a towel. It was wet to the bone. And if you expose a bird to high or fluctuations in temperature, it can cause severe shock and even death. And I'm almost positive that that's what the bird died from. I don't think it bled to death because it would have bled. It would have died immediately instead of dying 40 minutes later. It was fine until she put it in the tub and then in the dryer, and that was just ridiculous.
Let me see if I can draw you an analogy. Can you imagine taking your father to a doctor? Let's say a doctor who was a podiatrist, takes care of feet.
Yeah.
And said he needs surgery, bypass surgery. The podiatrist said, I've never done that before. And you said, well, we're here already. Are you following where I'm going?
I see where you're going.
Just do me this favor. I have real confidence in you. You know more about medicine than I do, so just take care of it. Isn't that what you did?
In a way, yes, I did. But I did not portray myself as knowing anything about the bird. You don't, just a second.
You don't have to. Podiatrist doesn't say I know anything about hearts. That's what you did with this bird, according to you. I'm taking your scenario as true. I think that there's a mix of both in what these two stories are. I do believe you said to her, I don't cut birds' nails. I'm a dog groomer. And I do believe she said to you, yeah, but you know, I'm here and the bird's nails need to be cut. Come on, we'll do it together. You didn't want to do it. She twisted your arm.
I was trying to be nice.
My bird? Shh. Oh, you were almost out. You almost did it. She took the bird to you because you are a groomer. Her head, you groom dogs, you cut their nails, you can groom birds and cut their nails. So she took the dog to you because of your, in her mind, expertise. And all you had to do was say no.
I did.
But you did it. That was wrong. That was wrong. People have the ability to say no and mean it. No, I'm sorry, Sheila. I don't do that. As much as I like you, you have to take the bird someplace else. End of conversation. Come to my lingerie party. We'll have a good time. So as nice a lady as you are responsible for the death of this bird. Judgment for the plaintiff and the amount of the request, which is $1,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I do hope that if she does get another bird, she'll at least educate herself on how to take care of it.
I am so happy for the verdict. I won my Misty Blue. I love my Misty Blue.
And now the next case.
All parties on Brownback versus Winters. Step forward.
73-year-old Roberta Bromback is suing homemaker Barbara Winters for a fender bender in the parking lot of a Goodwill. Barbara says she never hit her.
Miss Bromback, according to your complaint, the defendant hit the bumper of your car.
Yes, ma'am.
And damaged it. You want her to pay for the damage.
Yes.
She says she did nothing. And she, in addition, fled the scene, according to you.
Yes.
When did this incident occur?
I think it was on the 8th or 9th of September.
Where?
I had a lady with me, a friend of mine, who is blind from a stroke, and we were giving some stuff to the Goodwill. We were parked in behind the Goodwill, and I was putting her back in my car. All of a sudden, my car reared up. She was very frightened, and I turned around, and I looked, and I said to her, hey, she was moving. After she straightened out her car, I said, you hit my car. She stopped, looked at me, and went like this. Well, I got angry at this, and I dropped the wheelchair, and I got her license number, and I turned her into the police station as a hit and run.
Do you have a copy of that report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it, please.
That's where the police called me to identify her. And these are appraisals. These are pictures.
Okay, so what did you do after you got the information from the police department?
I was told I had to go down to the police station, and she told me that I had to identify her. Well, I went in, she had 6 pictures, and immediately I said, it's number 1. And she said, are you sure? I said, yes. And she said, well, that's her.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I was afraid if I got out, she might get violent or something. Well, she's waving around and yelling.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 73-year-old Roberta Bromback is accusing Barbara Winters of hit and run. Roberta says Barbara backed into her car and fled the scene.
Go ahead. Then she gave me that paper you have and said for me to call her and see if she wanted to settle this in a civil manner. I called her and I asked her. She told me she didn't know what I was talking about. She's sick. She went on. And I said, well, ma'am, I'll call you later date. Then I called her again. Then she said, I want your phone number, your car license, what kind of car you got, and where you live. I said, fine. I'll be glad to give it to you. And then from there, she didn't want to pay me, so I filed small claims on her.
Okay. Miss Winters, September 8th, in the parking lot, right outside of Goodwill. You were there?
Yes, I was.
Okay. What kind of car were you driving?
A Mercedes 300D, a burgundy color car.
And tell me about what your recollection is of the incident that involved the plaintiff's car.
Okay, I had dropped some stuff off at the charity, and I'm quite familiar with this place because I often take things to the charity. And I was backing up, and all of a sudden I hear somebody banging on the back of my car and yelling and acting crazy. She said something about, you touched my car. And I was a little scared because when people start to act crazy like this, I get worried. Because we had an incident with it one time where my husband, the back of his car was touched. He was parked, and the people came out and said, look, come check the back of your car. And he did. And when he gets back into his car, and he found out that his briefcase had been stolen. So
you didn't think this little old lady is going to steal your briefcase?
I didn't really know.
You don't mind if I say that. You know what I mean?
You're right.
You know what I mean? She's not going to steal your property.
I'm not that crazy.
Right.
Anyway, I've had a few unpleasant experiences like this.
So you left.
So I left, and I did not do this. I think I maybe did this. In other words, calm down. It's okay. But I did not feel that I had touched her car. And I was afraid if I got out, she might get violent or something. I didn't see anybody. Well, she's waving around and yelling. So.
All right, so you're contacted by the plaintiff sometime later. Is that right?
Yeah, I got a letter from the police department, actually.
Okay, and what did you do?
I thought, oh, I wonder if it was that little thing where that lady banged on the back of my car. And I looked at the back of my car, and I saw no indication of any bumping or anything. I have a rubberized kind of a car, and there's no way that the damage that I've been accused of could have happened. So I went to the police department, and the detective interviewed me, and we took a look at the back of my car, and she said, no, I don't see any evidence of any damage to the back of your car. And I do have a statement actually from her, and I do have some pictures of my car.
Okay.
Oh, and then I have the pictures, and I think I'll show you the pictures. One is the rear bumper of my car, which you will see has no contours on it. There's no metal. And then there's a picture of her car, and there's a picture of the scrapes to her car, which look like they could be taken care of with a spray can, because there's no dents on her car.
You drive a Buick Century?
Yes, Your Honor. I gave her my home address, my license number of my car, in good faith. Last Sunday, this lady came to my house. The neighbor upstairs saw her. She took her Mercedes, bumper to bumper, and hit me again to take pictures.
No, she didn't hit you. What she did was listen to me. She didn't hit your car. What she did was she put a bumper to bumper
right.
to see if there was a place.
So, you know.
Whatever. Listen, she's entitled to do that. That's a very smart thing to do. She said, if I'm being accused of something, I want to see if it's possible.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Look, Miss Winters, there isn't a question in my mind that this lady is not crazy and that there were no marks on her car beforehand. She acted responsibly and immediately by going to the police because you took off. You took off, according to you, because you were afraid that she was crazy and that she might do something like steal your briefcase, steal your property, do something else. So you decided not to confront the situation immediately by getting out of your car and going to look in the back and saying, listen, let me see the damage you claim that I did, which would have resolved this whole dispute. If you had stopped immediately, gotten out of your car, I assume you have a cell phone, right? If you're afraid of her, you say, just a minute, I'm not getting out of my car, I'm calling the police. We'll wait for the police to arrive. Possibility?
Possibility.
But you decided not to do that. You just decided to take off. You owe her $410 for the repairs to her car.
Crosby versus Edwards Lee. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Miss Crosby, according to what I've read, the defendant, who was a friend of yours, did a very, very nice thing. You and your husband were being evicted from an apartment, and she said that you could come and stay with her.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
And you did?
Yes, I did.
How long did you stay with her?
It was almost a month, maybe, well, right at a month.
At a month?
Because we moved in on the 15th.
Did she have a really big house?
It was a one-bedroom townhouse.
So it wasn't as if she had a big sprawling place?
No.
Where do you know her from?
The same complex.
So you stayed with her for a little more than a month. She was a nice gal. And then you say that when she told you to leave, or when you were leaving, she kept some of your stuff.
Yes.
Mostly your jewelry.
No, it was most clothing, more clothing and jewelry.
And that she ruined some of your property.
Yes.
This person who had done really nice things for you all of a sudden decided to become psychotic. So I'd like you to tell me why you think that that would happen.
Okay, when Wilbur and I moved in with Regina, she offered us to move in. I told Regina that we weren't going to be there long, okay? She offered us a place to stay until we got up on our feet. I did get me a storage, and my storage was full, and what I had left, she said that I could bring it down to her house, which were, I have a listing of things that were brought down to her house. I have pictures of things that were ruined.
Just get to what happened.
We moved in, okay. Then came January 13th.
$500.
Yes.
$800, $814 of that is your medical bill.
Yes.
And I don't find your request excessive.
Yes.
At all. So I'm giving you the judgment you request. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
Parties are excused.
النهاردة هنتكلم عن فاكهة جميلة جدا ومليانة فيتامينات بنحبها كلنا، البرتقال. الفاكهة اللي ريحتها بس كفيلة انها تفك الضغط وتدي طاقة ايجابية. البرتقال مش مجرد فاكهة لذيذة، لا، ده كنز طبيعي مليان فوائد رهيبة لصحتنا وجمالنا، وخصوصا في الايام الباردة او لما نحس ان جسمنا محتاج مناعة قوية. اول فايدة، البرتقال غني جدا بفيتامين سي، وده الفيتامين اللي بيقوي المناعة وبيساعد الجسم يقاوم اي برد او انفلونزا. كمان بيخلي البشرة منورة وصحية لانه بيشجع الجسم على انتاج الكولاجين. تاني فايدة بقى، بيساعد على امتصاص الحديد، يعني لو بتاكل اكل فيه حديد زي العدس او السبانخ، لو شربت بعده كوباية كده من عصير البرتقال هتستفادي اكتر بكتير. تالت حاجة، البرتقال مفيد جدا لصحة القلب لانه بيقلل الكوليسترول الضار وبيحافظ على ضغط الدم، وكمان الالياف اللي فيه بتخلي الدورة الدموية مظبوطة تمام. رابع فايدة بقى، مفيد جدا للبشرة والشعر لان مضادات الاكسدة اللي فيه بتحارب الشيخوخة وبتقلل التجاعيد وبتخلي الجلد مرن ونضر. خامس فايدة، البرتقال كمان بيساعد في الهضم، والالياف اللي فيه بتخلي المعدة تشتغل كويس وبتمنع الامساك، فلو اكلتي برتقال بعد الغداء ده بيساعد الجسم يهضم اسرع. سادس فايدة، ريحته بقى بتقلل التوتر، وده مش كلام بس، دي دراسات اثبتت ان ريحة البرتقال او شرب عصيره بيساعد على تحسين المزاج وتقليل القلق. وفي النهاية بقى، سواء اكلتيه فصوص او شربتيه عصير او حتى استخدمتي قشره في وصفات الحلويات، البرتقال هيفضل فاكهة السعادة والطاقة والجمال. في نهاية الفيديو، لو بتحبي الفيديوهات اللي فيها فوائد للأكل بنستخدمه يوميا، ما تنسيش تعملي لايك واشتراك في القناة، واستنوني فيديو جديد من صاحبة الطبخ جودي. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.